other every session after each other. Like it's always first Nerd Fuffle.
Are you sure it's not easier to do the camera shuffle?
It's not that much work. Well, whatever you want, but not that much
Whatever.
work.
You're in charge. You're in
just
charge.
Don't do both because then you have to do both again, and it'll
just entertain the people. I'll be fine.
Hi everybody, how are you? I had the best burrito of my entire life, and I haven't shut the fuck up about it for the past 48 hours.
I haven't
shut up.
Where was the burrito from?
El Mariachi Loco in Hamilton, New Jersey.
Now, are we talking like you go up to the counter and order and like set your fixings kind of burrito? Or are we talking like a sit-down burrito with like some kind of sauce on top of it?
We're talking a Mexican restaurant that the entire menu is Jesus, why did I almost say Mexican? Is it entirely in Spanish, and they have a mariachi player every single day. They have a person who just plays mariachi music there. They have
on the weekend.
See, this doesn't tell me very much about the burrito itself, though.
So the burrito, you order the burrito while you're sitting down at a table.
Okay.
It was a what do you say? What do you call it? It was a smothered burrito. Yeah, it was a smothered burrito with green sauce. It was a burrito ranchero, I guess. But instead of getting it with carnitas, I got it with shrimp or camarón.
Why would you ever not get carnitas?
Because I'm like, if possible, I would be pescatarian. But everybody that I live with
that's fine.
Everybody I live with is like allergic to seafood in one way or another.
That's frustrating.
Yeah, so whenever I go out with Nerd Fuffle, I always end up getting seafood. If you were curious what my obsession with crab legs were, there you go.
I love crab legs. But when I could have carnitas, I'm gonna have carnitas because I need me some salty pork.
I prefer pork belly when I have the option like when getting Latin food. I prefer like fried pork belly to carnitas. Carnitas isn't bad. I'm not trying to say that it is. It's delicious, but pork belly is it's got that nice.
I gotta be in a mood for pork belly. Like I can always eat carnitas though.
If I had to pick any pork type meat to go in my burrito, I'm definitely going chorizo.
Okay.
If I get my pick of the choices,
it depends on the chorizo though, because I've had some really bad chorizo.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming in all these cases we're not talking about like a bad version of it, right? It's not like the trash carnitas that we're talking about either. I'm assuming
that's a good point. Like dumpster truck carnitas. Yeah, none of those.
Look,
it is fairly.
I am always in a mood for carnitas. If they are dumpster truck carnitas, like I'm gonna go for it.
It's fairly interesting.
They're probably like super dry.
I don't even know what they are. I literally don't even know what those are.
It's pulled pork.
It's pulled pork, but it's salted instead of barbecued.
I ate pulled pork today.
It's a way of pulling pork, basically.
So there is like the people here of this group already know, but for the people that are watching, I had dinner with my parents today in a like all-you-can-eat thing, and it's very fancy and it was nice. But the great thing about it is it's called lekker gewoon, which is like Dutch for like just normal, like nicely normal. Like it's like a weird translation. But basically what they do is they give you an entire list that you can order shit off, and they give you the tiniest versions of those foods. Like I had a pulled pork burger today, and it was like this big. And you just have like
they're called sliders,
and you just have this tiny burger. It's just the cutest thing ever, and you just devour it, and you get the next one.
I'm
pro slider too. I like it because you can get like also bao buns. I love bao buns because they have like a protein inside of them, but you can get like 5 of them of different types, and you don't have to settle for just one thing. You can get like 5, and that's how sliders are.
It's true.
It's like, oh, do I want a buffalo chicken slider or do I want this bacon cheeseburger slider? Why not?
But then again, there's the thing of having a slider, and there's the thing of having a slider specifically made as a very cute tiny version of the food that you're eating. Because they also, for example, had tiny hot dogs, which is just like a very small like hot dog bun with a very small hot dog in it. with like a little bit of sauerkraut on it and like some sauce, and like it's a tiny hamster thingy. It's so cute. And you just next.
That's how buffets should be. Like all the buffets I go to, it's just like, all right, everybody's just piling all of the food, and it's not like
the one weird thing.
You don't get to sample everything that way.
The weirdest thing though is that at the end, you then order your dessert, and you get a goddamn tower of a cheesecake where you're like, I must win this battle. I have won. Barely.
Excellent.
I'm still fighting it around here in this level. What was good food? It was good.
Good to hear. It is like what, midnight and 12 minutes at your time right now? Yeah. I can tell by the black background that it's nighttime.
Yeah, because it's totally not always black, because that's just a black wall. That was meant to also be capable of like it's meant to be like schoolboard paint, so you can like use chalk to write on it.
Oh, so you could use chalk on it.
But the problem is that the wall itself is very porous, so it like sucked up most of the actual helpful materials.
Oh
so
no!
It can chalk on it, and it will go away for about 60%, and the rest of it will stay.
Oof. Like I had an old table, and it was just like a black, like I don't know, glazed wooden IKEA table.
I don't know if anyone can see that, but
a pretty crappy.
There's like still some chalk around here.
Yeah, I can see it a little bit. But I had this table that I painted with chalkboard paint, and I was like, all right, it's a slick surface, it's not going to absorb in. But then I went to write on it with the chalk, and the chalk just scraped off the paint. And I was like, damn it, I should have sanded first, and then that ruined the entire project.
The best thing is, though, I found another purpose for the chalk. Because I was playing Celeste at some point, and my hands were getting sweaty. So I couldn't properly like hold the analog stick in directions I needed to go in like chapter 9. So I like broke one of the chalk things apart. It's like strongman style, just like, I can handle my controller now, and it helps so much. It actually helps. This is your tip if you're playing a difficult platformer: get chalk. You don't even have to break it. You could. I found out like later you can just like grab some of the chalk and just like put it on your thumb, because that's all you need to put it on. But it actually works. Like you have grip on the controller again, and you're like, yes, now I know where I'm going.
Celeste is a game. Celeste is a really good game.
It's such a good game, but chapter 9 is a game on its own.
I can't play it on the Switch though, which sucks, because I want to just like play it on the Switch, and I'm like, but this isn't a Xbox controller. This is the first time I played through it on my PC, and Xbox controllers just auto sync to your PC, so it's
yeah. I always use PlayStation 4 controllers, but I have switched because of Celeste to something slightly different, which took a long time to set up. But these are in my
speaking of PlayStation 4 controllers, look at how pretty this one is.
Look at how pretty my Celeste controller is. My actual old school GameCube controller.
You were using a GameCube controller to play Celeste.
So first off, GameCube controllers are awesome. Second off, these are the best controls for Celeste, because GameCube controller have the like orthogonal ridges. That is specifically like with the dashes, so you always know which direction you're dashing, because it locks into place. It's so good.
You filthy cheater.
No, that's called thinking smart. Now you're thinking with riches.
I'm kidding.
The worst thing I still haven't finished chapter 9. It is too long. It is just too long.
I guess we can find out how everybody else is doing. Nerd Fuffle, I saw you yesterday, but this is for chat, not me. How are you? Oh yeah, and this morning. This morning was like a fugue state. I kind of was just like, fuck it, get my car back to my mom.
Just reminding you, you were here this morning. I put insulation on a ceiling today. That was fun. And we went for burritos. What else did we do? We played Persona last night.
Yes, we did. And then I played some more today. I only played for like an hour and a half today, though, if you need to get caught up, if you're trying to watch that. But yeah, Persona. I am playing Persona 5, even though Persona 5 Royal is about to come out, because I'm not going to play Persona 5 Royal until May, because I'm making it like tradition to play Persona games from Mental Health Awareness Month and fundraise with it. So I'm going to play Royal then, but right now I'm trying to like min-max the scheduling part, because like the half of the game is doing the scheduling of Persona. It's more difficult than the rest of the game by far.
I still have multiple like OneNote like pages on like Persona 3 to get like all the scheduling lined up to like, I will be everyone's friend. Love me.
I still have like a 90% finished save for Persona 3 from last May, because I got so close to finishing it and I just didn't finish it before the end of May.
That happens.
Yeah.
Can I just for a second point out the irony that the person with the best camera probably of this group is the one that for some weird reason has the choppiest like camera feed currently?
I think
Outra has the best camera out of all of us, and for some reason
I have a Sony A6300 or 6300.
I'm still using a C920.
Same.
But then again,
same.
Like I have the bonus of being local since I'm the one streaming this technically. So
yeah, technically it is coming out of your computer.
Yeah.
I'm also zoomed in. If I zoom out, you'll probably see more of my room, which would be weird. But
yeah, no, it's just
probably break everything that you just did.
No. It's just the problem mainly is the bitrate of getting 4 camera feeds from America to here. Like it was fine when it was the 3 of us. You were still looking crisp then. It's just when everyone's in, it is too much, and someone will have to suffer. And apparently today it's you. Congratulations.
So I bet few of you guys know this, but I hate D&D, hence the tattoo on my arm.
Ah, yes, nice.
That's not a D&D
ampersand.
That's why we're not playing D&D. I mean, if you liked D&D, we'd be playing today.
Mm-hmm.
I totally haven't been spending my last few days redesigning the health system in 5e just because I really, really hate how it worked in 5e. Which is partially true, but also partially definitely not true.
The help system or health system?
Health.
Okay, so like hit points?
So hit points are technically still the same. It's more about hit dice and healing from long and short rest to make sure you don't just like a la superhero. I am Wolverine when I'm asleep. Basically on a short rest you can't spend hit dice unless you have a healer forcefully like taking care of you, or you spend like healers get charges to allow you to use hit dice, and on a long rest you just use hit dice. You don't like automatically gain health back. But the main thing that I've been working on trying to balance is whenever you hit 0 and you go into the like death saving throw state thingy, you gain a wound, which means that one of your hit dice is locked away. You can't use it to heal anymore until you have healed that wound. And if you have more wounds than half your level, so if half your hit dice are locked away, your death saves become 15 or higher instead of 10 or higher. And if all your hit dice are locked away, then you instantly die on your first death failure.
That's bad. Don't do that.
Take care of your wounds, y'all.
That's a good way to handle because I'm familiar with the meat grinder mode that they introduced. Also, what is it? Healing Spirit is broken as fuck.
Yes.
I think it was introduced in Sword Coast Adventure Guide, but it's a druid healing spell that sits there, and it sits there for a full minute, and as an action, you can move it into the space. If you pass through it or you enter it at any point, you can roll a d6 to heal, so you can just like in the middle of a fight, Congo line through it with your party, and it just heals everybody for a solid minute as long as the healer maintains concentration.
Yeah, my ranger had it, and it wasn't like Tomb of Annihilation, but they specifically like used it mostly outside of combat, so it was mostly fine. But still, it's like specifically because you don't have to stand in it, you just have to move through it. You can just get everyone in a line, just keep on moving through it every turn, so that's not just like a lot of healing on one person, that's a lot of healing on all the people.
And I mean, it is only a D6 no matter what level. Or I guess if you cast it at a higher level, it moves the dice up. I think possibly. I'm not sure, but it's just like
I don't know.
you can you can do it multiple times in a turn. Like you can, as far as your movement is, you can move in, move out, move in, move out, move in, move out.
I thought they errated that. I thought you
if
could
they
only
did,
get it
it's
once
not
a
in the
turn.
book.
I thought you could only get it once per turn by now. Otherwise, I, as a GM, definitely homebrew it as like, at least you get it only once per turn. God, by Jesus. Get the hell out of here. That, or I would just like give them way easier chances to get wounds. Like, everyone gets wounds now. If you want to heal like everything, then I'm gonna murder you like shit.
That's fair.
But yeah, it's just
yeah. So we
Continue.
went on a bit of a tirade there, which is fine. We obviously are allowed to. I contributed.
We just hate D&D so much.
It was my fault. I showed my tattoo. I just had to talk about D&D. Sam,
that was your fault.
I'm good. Did some battle tech earlier today.
How is it? Is it as complicated as it looks?
Oh, it's very complicated. But AP has it all set up so that it's like one click to roll all the things. And he is very knowledgeable about the game. So he has kind of taken the burden of doing most of the mathy stuff. So for us, it's like mostly just like chattering about like tactics of moving mechs and like paying attention to like how much your heat is and how much health each of like the different parts of my mech have and all that. Gotcha. So it's been interesting. Yeah, we had I think that first session should be up, but it'll be around eventually. If not,
yeah, that's AP is hosting that, right?
Yeah. I'll talk about it at the end, but yeah, but we played BattleTech, did that. I'm like in a situation where me and another heavy mech are basically just like standing in front of each other, blasting each other. Was kind of where we ended.
So anime.
Yeah, so it'll go really well for one of us or really poorly for both of us is kind of where we're at right now, and that's good. Other than that, I on the food train I ate Korean fried chicken last night.
Oh,
which was really
shit!
Good. The place I went to is always really good. They take forever, and they're like terrible about like telling you how long they're gonna take.
So there used to be this Korean taco joint that was across the street from my favorite specialty cocktail place, also a bao bar. But it closed down, and I'm pissed because
don't make me cry.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Don't make me cry.
The Korean fried chicken tacos that they had were some of the most delicious things in the entire world.
Oh,
it's cool because it's like an indoor alleyway called Chinatown Square in Philadelphia, and like you just walk through, and there's like a halal guys, and then there's like a Chinese or Japanese vendor, and then there's like a Chinese food place, then a Korean food place, then a bao bar, and then like Haikori. I think the place is called Haikori, which has special cocktails. But I get oolong infused bourbon, and it's so good.
Yeah.
Thank you for forcing me to go there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but you got a drink you didn't like. You got the jasmine or something.
Kelsa,
yeah, I was really.
Kelsa, you think you have bad? Thank you for forcing me to have to go there. God, Jesus, it's the only thing in the world, damn it! That's expensive, but now I need to go.
I mean, I did get to go there, but that's because Outro dragged me.
I did. I kind of forcefully made that happen on. Was it the first night or the second night of?
That was the first night that I was staying with you. Yeah.
Because that was when we went to Yakitori Boy.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yakitori Boy. That's where I got myself a $30 whiskey. Just one.
Oh my god! What?
It was like decent Japanese whiskey, and Japanese whiskey's currently like on embargo or something. It's like there's a super big shortage of it.
Yeah, the problem is we recently all suddenly found that we like Japanese whiskey, and it takes like 25 years to make, and in the last 4 or 5 years suddenly all of us want it, but they still have it in supply for just Japan because that was the supply up until a few years ago. And it takes 25 years before supply is up to demand.
They love, I mean, Japanese whiskey is pretty expensive in Japan too, but they also love American whiskey, and it's really expensive to get American whiskey over there. So if you ever go to Japan, bring a couple bottles of whiskey, and if you meet anyone you like, give it to them and they'll love it.
Except you can't carry booze on the plane.
Well, yeah, you gotta sneak it through customs a little bit, but you know, it is what it is.
Just swallow the bottle whole and poop it out when you get there.
Just wrap it up in your clothes. No one will notice. I do not condone smuggling, but you know, if you were to do it, you just wrap it up in the bottle and then put it in your bag, and it'll be fine.
I play Scum and Villainy, and we are a smuggling ship, so I'm going to go ahead and go with no comment on that.
I still haven't been invited to any Blades in the Dark games, so I'm going to go ahead and say no comment on that because I need more experience, man. Oh god, no!
Now I kind of want to drink whiskey.
Yeah, right. Wow. I'm like looking over, like, do I have? Nah. Well, I think we have one. I think we have one last person to ask how they're doing before we can start playing games. Kelsa, how are you? I know you had to work late, and I'm sorry about that, but I hope you're having a good day.
You are.
Yeah, I had to work late, and that's okay. Hey, whiskey, what's up? All my whiskey is downstairs, and also...
This is the benefit of a single-room apartment. Everything's everywhere.
I don't GM and whiskey at the same time. It's a problem. I may have a beer. I may have a beer or two just to loosen up my words, but...
I don't know. I haven't really drank for a while. Like, I think I drank the most that I have in years while I was in Philadelphia for PAX. And
you really only had like a few beers here or there.
I'm just gonna let you keep on talking. The only thing I'm saying is I'm not starting any conversation about my drinking habits because we'd be here tomorrow and haven't even played Mothership yet. I have been an exchange student in a land of booze. I have stories.
Look, I was young once, but now I'm an old biddy who only drinks occasionally.
Oh, shut it, you. Inside of you, there's a rebel, and we all know it.
I can't drink too much, or like all of the work that my antidepressants have been doing restarts. So like I try to not drink too much, except sometimes at Vampire I just get a little too wild. Because
booze is my antidepressant.
That's not how booze works.
Oh boy.
That's not how antidepressants work. See, there's this thing called serotonin that my brain doesn't make by itself. Anywho,
also, I shaved my head, which feels really great, except for now it's cold today. And so I'm wearing a hat.
I like the hat, though. It looks really soft.
Well, it's not actually a hat.
It's not a hat?
It's actually one leg warmer.
Awesome. I didn't mean to laugh like making fun of you laugh. I laughed because it was very unexpected.
No, it's fine. I didn't have to tell you that.
I forgot to grab the flask. I forgot to fill it with whiskey. Oh no.
Just drink straight out the bottle today. It's one of those days. It's one of those days for Milo.
Speaking of, we
have
a failed roll to take care of.
Oh, that's true. I forgot I failed a roll at the end of last time.
I will
so
take
the
the
thing
cheapest
is,
one.
So the thing is, when you failed that roll, the reason you couldn't get into the network is because it's blocked with a message going over the entire network. The network is closed down with a message on repeat. It is a both visual and audio message. The message is, everybody, please report to your living quarters. Everything will be fine. And it's Faust saying it.
So
I mean, do we see that?
For anyone who just joined before this, last session we went down and about to go murder some aliens and recover a tunnel, and there totally wasn't any violence happening that might be like a coup or a violent overtaking. An uprising.
Violent
None of that
overtaking.
happened. And when we wanted to return, suddenly the door was closed before of us, and we were blocked out. And a person tried to get in through hacking, which that is a person, me saying, not Millo saying. just to be sure. And spectacularly failed to do so. And apparently now another person is shouting at us that we should go to our rooms. Faust.
So, like, the question
Oh no,
is,
it's actually very calm, and it sounds like an emergency radio, like, please remain calm and hide under the closest desk in case of an earthquake kind of thing. It's like that, except
the very important question is, does Patton and Millo see this, or does only Matt see this?
this is up to Matt. And Matt, you've never seen this person before.
Has Matt never seen this model before? Because Faust is still like a model, right?
Yeah, Faust is a model. Not this edition. You would be able to determine that you haven't seen this figure. The person speaking is not a prominent spokesperson of the Skell, and you wouldn't expect them to be broadcasting this type of message.
I think everyone can see it.
Okay.
Good to know. All right, let's get started.
So I do want to set the scene a little bit real quick before you guys start reacting. The door isn't closed; it's barricaded with like oxygen tanks and like pushed over cartons that carried like micronutrients and stuff like that. But other than that, behind you is like red light as if an emergency is going on, and beyond, like if you can see through a gap in the barricade, it is just black.
But the alarm says to go back to our quarters, and our quarters are through the door, correct?
Yes, correct.
I will attempt to open the door with strength since I failed to do so with hacking.
Okay.
Right before you try to do so, a crowbar just comes down on the damn thing and starts smashing it. And the place where we like would have noticed that Faust would be. And you can see this as help on your strength check. Or like you may help my strength check, whichever you prefer. But Milo's having a reaction to the Faust thing.
One of the two of you roll at advantage.
Okay. I'll roll.
Cool.
With advantage.
Hey,
54.
54.
Nice.
All right, we want to roll low.
Advantage.
Yeah, you want to roll low.
Low is better than high.
So I did also forget to mention, you guys have 3 like people with you. You have Sergeant Stewart, Blair Ramsey, a priest, and somebody you haven't asked their name. So there's that.
Didn't we get that third person?
Yeah,
we rescued him.
That was the person that was
right.
rescued from the onion.
Didn't I get his name when I was patching him up?
If you did, I forget what it is, and I've given them a new name.
And then kick them back up.
Okay.
Their name is Kaibo.
Kaibo.
Yes.
I think I would have asked them that.
Does he hate the rules because he has money?
I was gonna say Seto Kaibo.
That's Kaibo. Yeah.
I know. That was the joke.
Screw the rules. I have green hair. Oh wait, shit. That was the hair color before this.
I don't have green hair.
Also, I'd like to start the motion that Sergeant Stewart should now be Sergeant Shooter, as outro misspoke. I like this name. That sergeant did way better than we did anyway in combat. So
you could give him a nickname if you so desire.
Sergeant Shooter.
So, when Faust came up on the screen, and in the moment before Millo smashes that screen with a crowbar,
did Millo smash the screen or smash the barricade?
I smashed whatever Faust was. Like, and eventually it will start smashing the barricade as well, because I mean we need to get through anyway. But
okay, because I was going to say like that wouldn't have been helpful towards the strength roll if you just smashed the Faust screen.
First the screen, then the barricade.
Yeah, there we go.
But there is a moment before you burst into action where Dr. Patton's arm is on his arm.
mm-hmm.
And then like he can do whatever the fuck, but there's just like a moment of like fuck, you know. Anyway. I'm gonna look at the other 3 people. Well, 4 people, because I think I'm gonna include Sirah in this. Because I don't know what her reaction to this would be, and I certainly don't know that she was interrogated by Faust earlier.
Let's find out. What is your reaction to this, Sirah?
Mm-hmm.
I think she's just like scared stiff, like can't even move. She's just like fuck. Everything's broken. That guy's on TV. Everything.
So you're terrified while wearing this like half mech suit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, totally.
She had I forgot to mention there were those 2 exoskeletons that we obtained last session.
Right.
Which are nice. But yeah, so you look around, you see Blair. Blair is like, well, at least there's messaging going on. I know it looks dark in there, but we should probably do what they say. And Sergeant Stewart's like, yep, I'm going to go ahead and report back to my quarters, and we can report to HQ what we did here when everything's in the clear. You guys need help with that blockade? I'm trying to get back home.
I'm goddamn fine!
Have I already gotten it open at this point?
Yeah, this is like the narrative is going on while you guys are pushing it open, I guess.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that Millo is still smashing stuff after it's already open.
Right?
Milo's had some
what about
frustration
Kaibo?
to begin with anyway. And also Milo has a lot of weird feelings about an end right now at some outlet, so hey.
Kaibo is a little complacent. I think the situation is they were going to die and they are not dead anymore. So they're still like recouping as like, okay, this is fucking crazy. What the hell else is going on? So they're just like following the lead. They aren't like, they look pale white, kind of flushed and like just following the lead.
All right, Tosh. So Dr. Patton is going to point at Sirah and be like, you recognized him, didn't you?
To Kaibo?
No, to Sirah. If Kaibo also recognized him and would like to speak up because he's standing behind Sirah and maybe was confused where I was pointing, that's fine.
Yeah, Kaibo's going to do like one of those full-blown like anime gulps and then like shake his head no.
We can't go back there, Doc. We can't go back.
I rather agree with you, actually. But there's nowhere to go but up.
Right.
But that thing has control of it.
Well, you might say so, but honestly, if you want to risk your life, feel free to like live in any of the camps down here. We do at least have some free to hold out for a few days. But honestly, I think we'd be fine around here. Save for all the other weird shit that's already happened, and honestly, I'd probably still take whatever that was over whatever's down there. At the end of the day, because I know that one of those things I can hit way better than the other. One of those.
You hear laser pistol fire.
Is it coming down the stairs or from like?
No, it's not coming towards you. You just hear it in the distance.
Which direction, though?
Yeah.
No, it's coming from up in the the residential quarters, not
Right.
down below.
Gotcha.
You're free. And he kind of like points at the three stragglers that we have. The almost red shirts, because they've semi-proven themselves, but we'll see.
Just just a poll, like a general, getting a feeling of everyone here. Matt, would you be so lovely and to check downstairs if there's any more aliens while we're at it? Because I'd rather not be stuck between a fight there and a fight there if I can prevent it.
I hand Matt the bioscanner.
Excellent. Yeah, I'll go try to do that.
Right, now that the automated knocking machine's gone, I'm looking up. Three of you. I know that you're all nice and everything, but just getting a feel. How much do you like your position in here? Because I'm having a feeling things are changing.
Yeah, he kind of like just asks the people there, like the sergeant, shooter, McBlasty Blast, and then priestess Blair Ramsey and Kaibo. Like, hey, y'all fine and happy with where you were living before? Because if so, probably want to tread very carefully. If not so, welcome to the Resistance.
They're just like no, Blair is like I just want to make sure I'm safe and the people of my flock are taken care of.
Well,
And then Sergeant Stewart kind of just stiffens up a little bit and crunches I don't know, closes his lips tightly. Kind of looks like he has he's straining to the point where there's a blood vessel on his forehead.
you're allowed to run in and try and shoot any bastard you can find. You're probably outgunned, though. I'm not stopping you. Just warning that if you like what it is here, you did a good job down there, so probably want to lay low for a little bit. You don't like what's going on there? Well, either pick up a gun and fight, or pick up a gun and act as if you're fighting while you're running away. Those are probably your two best options. Priestess, if you want, you can tag along with us. We'll probably be drinking in the pit
So
tonight,
Blair grabs her rigging gun and she's like, okay.
No. You're fine. You're fine. Pull that one down. It's okay. If you want, and you're fine, quote unquote, with what's going on, you're still fighting for better rights, and just stick around with us. We're going to.
I just want to say real quick, out of character. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I thought you were
go.
I just want to say, out of character, the reason why I keep having Blair using the rigging gun is I really want to see her shoot something with the rigging gun and then pin it to the ground by shooting out the other end on the other side, because it's they're connected pythons in a gun. It's it shoots a railroad spike with a cable that comes out of it. I just want to see a priest, whether it's a tentacle monster or a robot. I just want to see her pin it to a wall.
And I'm all with you for making the priest awesome, but first I will teach her how to handle a goddamn gun. So that
That's fair.
Whatever she pins to the floor will be an enemy, not a friend.
Good point. Critical failures happen to even the best soldiers. Just saying.
I know. Let's diminish risks.
So I guess to move this along a little bit, we've had a good bit of narrative there. We've built up suspense in the NPCs. They now need to make a decision as to where their allegiances lie, or they need to run, pretty much.
Yeah.
And Milo, are we going to proceed forward, or are we going to kind of hang about? Do you guys want to prepare more, or are you ready to go?
Yeah, so my main intentions for the NPCs to begin with was to just be brutally blunt with them at this point, because we're far enough in that they can't change it anyway. So that's fine. and they did a good job down there. So I'm like, you did good. You get to know the truth. You figure it out on your own. We will take care of you if you need to. Like, you did us a kindness, I will do you a kindness, kind of thing. But I think Millo does semi-plan, now that we're decked out anyway, to use some of those weapons for the betterment of the people, perhaps. Once we've made sure that the priestess is safe at the very least.
Oh,
Dr.
so
Patton's
this is actually a really quick question, like, about Millo. Is Millo a God-fearing man? Like, do you, like, whatever religion she practices, are you a part of said religion?
You know what the weird thing is?
Or-
Is I've always imagined Millo as being conservative, and I think in a like fast space age, conservatives are actually like holding on to the previous like atheist beliefs instead of going with the new faith beliefs in a weird way.
Okay, I see what you're saying. It's like turning the table. I get you. Okay.
I like that, actually.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is like my suggestion, both in and out of character, is you know, if we can make it up to the mouth, this might be a good time to steal a ship. GTFO.
Right, that sounds like a really good idea, but that's come up with the caveat that the fight has gone up to the mouth. And that we can find a ship that has good enough engines to get us out of here, because we don't know where we are.
You guys
I
think
like that
that's
plan a lot
everyone?
better than just sitting here and waiting for it all to blow over. I don't know if we're
I
going to get another
understand.
chance like this.
I understand, I'm just saying to be careful. Because we don't know a lot, and we first need to see if we even have a chance. I mean, Sarge, will you know anything about where we are and how much horsepower we need behind our fucking engines to get the fuck out of here?
He says like super casually and dry, not expecting an actual answer, but who knows?
Well, from all I know, which isn't a lot, there's only a few ships that aren't just shuttles between the science vessels, the mining, the outside mining locations, and, well, I guess that's about it, other than the communications relays. There's maybe 2 vessels that can breach FDL. And even those, I'm not even sure how they're formatted. I've been here my whole life. I've born and raised on the Scale, so I don't know much about leaving.
Just do it.
I don't know. This is my home.
Just do it.
Yeah,
You
we
perhaps
can't leave
know.
all the people.
Do you perhaps know which ship that was confiscated not too long ago? Artemis.
No, I know nothing of the confiscated ship.
Fuck. Well, how goes that idea?
It was worth a try.
Well, they ain't gonna change.
So I know Shiro was trying to say something at some point there. What were you getting at?
I'm gonna say we can't leave everybody here with that guy in control.
I mean, we technically can, but we probably don't want to.
Well, damn.
I want to know, because this is
Straight
probably
up
the
lie.
biggest. This is probably like the biggest like strange moment and a point of decision making for Matt as well. What's going on?
I thought I was gone doing
Matt
the
isn't here
bioscan.
specifically for this.
Oh, you
conversation.
went to. Oh, I forgot. You did go. My bad.
Yeah.
All
no.
right.
I mean, if you'd like to have wandered back up the stairs so that you can
There was-
have
there was-
opinions here.
Yes,
There
feel
was
entirely
nothing
free to be here
down
again,
below.
But we did, in fact, specifically send Matt away. Like,
it's like let's not have the
I-
narc when we're
I-
talking about overthrowing the regime. It's like
Doc,
I
doing a
had
great job,
missed it.
getting better, but the systems are still in place.
I'm not going to say any of this out loud, but just so everyone is on the same page, is so you know where I am out of character. Dr. Patton is not saying anything about when Sirah's like, we can't just leave this guy in charge, when her immediate brain goes to, okay, how can I blow this whole fucking place up?
That's fine.
Well, you do like your explosives. You have been collecting materials.
Can I just like, Millo just looks at you. There's nobody specifically what you're talking about, but has seen that look of you thinking of something that's probably bad and is like, no. No. Dr. Patton.
You're on me.
No. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to know. Just no. That's and like,
let's see if we can.
Yeah, we'll make a plan. First off,
I didn't say anything.
Blair, you don't need to say anything anymore. We live in the same fucking house. I see your face every goddamn time. Speak of something. Besides the point, Blair, let's get you somewhere semi-safe and probably the lot of poo so you can forget anything happened.
I would say Matt's probably coming back. The readings read negative. There was nothing coming up from below.
Yeah, I'll just be like, everything is good down there.
Well, that's nice to know.
It is relative.
Everything's still
That is
slightly
right.
rowdy up here.
Okay.
Sorry, what did you say, Sirah?
That good is relative at this point.
Hasn't good always been relative in this place?
The alarm says to go back to our quarters.
Fair. But, I mean, I don't know how your experience was as last night, but I'd say a drink would probably go over well in this area, this time of day, the end of a job. It'll make us forget about all the bad things going on.
Okay.
I like you more and more every day. All right. Blair, that machine you're holding in your hands, just say now.
Like, pushes one button and locks it so it can't accidentally be shot.
Once you know for sure it needs to be shot, click that button again. Aim. Use your eyes. Make sure no one's nearby. Shoot. Now flick the button again, right?
And then kind of like just starts walking off towards where the inn would be, or the pit would be, I guess, to just have like, well, probably the resistance has been building for some time, so let's just like get a friend in there. And kind of like questioningly looks at Sergeant Stewart like, what are you gonna do?
So, I'm sorry, I had to yawn. So, as you walk in, it's dark, but like you see around a corner that there's like a flashing like normal light. It's not like flashing like a siren or anything like that. It's just like randomly paced like strobing of fluorescent light.
Mm-hmm.
So if you walk out of the hallway, which is dark, you have like slight visibility where you're surrounded. You'll see that there is a person who has been, oh no, it looks like they've been punctured with rebar through their neck and posted to a wall. This person is, after closer examination, an android.
I feel like this is going past the passive-aggressive post-it note.
Yeah, it's like right through the door too, so it's like the first thing you see when you walk in. As soon as your eyes adjust from the red light to the like faint flickering light, it's like the first thing you see. I think that would be, I don't know, a fear or sanity check. Like it kind of, it's an ominous message. Do you guys think that it would be spooky? Spooky enough to warrant a save?
At least for a resident android, who then will give us all disadvantage.
Yeah.
Since your kind is being splayed.
Disadvantage for all.
Yay! That's
So is it fear or sanity?
Fear, I guess.
I think it's fear. Fear makes most sense.
Because sanity is when you see like really weird shit.
Damn, you rolled a 1.
I did.
Oh no, I failed.
And I failed. So that's a 14, baby. We're rising up in the
Yeah,
ranks.
everybody's
Mine's
got that
13,
stress.
So
13.
I am going to roll. Player fails. Sergeant
Sergeant
fails.
fail.
Come on, Kaibo. Let's see it. Critical
So
success, but then a failure. Okay, so everybody fails.
Bunch of
Darn.
All
noobs.
right. So if you proceed forward, you'll come around the corner and you'll see the source of the flickering fluorescent light is a
GM.
bullet has. Oh, what's up?
That android that was played on the wall, is it the same kind of
Yes.
model as that Matt is?
As Matt?
Yeah.
It's like a non-distinct android. It's like androgynous. It looks like it could be male or female with a shaved head. It's wearing like concierge clothes.
I think Milo's like failed fear check is just like looking at Matt and it's like,
Matt, why don't you take my old shirt and wear it like a bandana? Maybe you look a little bit less bad. You know, just so you don't get destroyed.
Wait, so just to be clear, you're going shirtless?
no, I have like my extra shirt that has the long sleeves.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
All
right.
Also, you keep cutting out just a little bit, like you're just slightly too far away from your mic.
Me?
No,
me.
Zev.
Let me go fix that. But yeah, kind of like. Hello. Kind of just like moves up to Matt and's like. This is kind of slightly weird anxiety to him, being like,
Might want to try wearing this. You know, maybe make like a bandana out or something that just like look a little bit different than you normally do. I don't know. Like, it would be a shame, you know, if like you got rhubarb as well. Just wear it.
it's like gives you like pushes it in your arms and it's just like do something. And like walks away.
Yeah, I guess Matt will change into the clothes. Why not?
Okay. So you are now wearing Teamster garb.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
Which basically,
so
I
on
guess,
like
is
a
just
low
like,
light perception.
Honestly, I'm not even sure they would give like Matt any different clothes than the Teamsters anyway, but doesn't
you'd
matter.
probably have android designation.
You have a designation that's like supervisory in like a how would I put this? You would have clothes that emphasize that you're part of the HQ and not part of the team, if that makes sense. You're part of leadership.
Sure.
So
You've got the gold stripes.
Well, now I got the Teamsters on now, so it's okay.
Yeah. And luckily, your kind looks so much like actual humans while being obviously robots that you could easily pass as long as you keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, it's Uncanny Valley. Like in low light, nobody will tell, but if like somebody gets a real good look and they're just like their jawline, oh my god, this is an android. That's the kind of situation that'll happen. Like you can tell, you just kind of have to look. But with the lights being out and everything like that, just any small obfuscation will help. It was a good idea.
You're one of us now, Matt.
Yeah, which is very weird.
Does Sirah say that and like give Matt a slap on the back?
No, thumbs up.
No, it's just Matt's very useful.
Excellent.
Just walks on. I'll start wearing the infrared goggles just to make sure that I don't accidentally like stumble upon someone that tries to kill us.
I've been also keeping a lookout with the bioscanner.
Cool.
For sure.
The bioscanner is picking up like biological readings. I can't really explain how. It just like seems like there's activity on your reader. Like there is a collection of people, and if you had a map to go with it, you would assume like, hey, this makes sense that the pit is where this collection of people is. But there's also like loosely like signatures being picked up all over the place.
As in ghost signals that shouldn't be there?
No, like
Oh, okay.
there's biological signals, like or signatures.
I mean, it could just be something weird fucking up. Like that's mostly what I'm asking. Like, is something weird happening here? Or is it just like people that we can't see from?
Well, you can't really from just looking at the bioscanner, because the bioscanner ranges pretty far. You see that there are life readings on the bioscanner.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to get close to where the people are.
Right.
All
yes,
right. Well, let me. I'm going to take lead. I want to figure out what's going on. And the sergeant kind of like runs off, like not like a sprint or anything, just like
he's definitely gonna die.
If I can, I want to stop him before he runs off and just look him in the eyes like,
which side are you going to be on? Both is fine, but which side are you going to be on? Because whichever side it's going to be, you're going to want to run a different direction.
I'm just going to do reconnaissance real quick. I haven't made a decision. I'm staying with this group. I'm just making sure the coast is clear.
And don't go ahead, because if resistance
and he like shakes you off and he keeps going forward.
If resistance finds you in those clothes, they will kill you.
He's kind of doing the whole like, you're not the boss of me. I'll be the one who takes care of this group kind of thing. It's like, Millo, you ain't the dog now.
I look back at at like Patton and at Sirah and like,
if you get shot, I'm not fixing you up.
I just kind of like look at like as he's walking past this, I look back at the rest. It's like,
all right, are you guys? He says that he's going to do reconnaissance. He also says like, hold tight, I'll be back in a moment. I just want to make sure the coast is clear. Are you guys going to wait for him or anything, or are you going to go? Or are you going to?
I can't do what the group does.
I can't let him go alone. You all stay together, keep each other safe.
And I kind of like sneak off after him. It's like, idiot, you don't go off alone when aliens are around and people that want to murder you.
This is awesome. All right, so Zev, you're tailing for like 5 minutes. He like weaves in and out between like the lean-tos or the shanties, and like he comes around the corner and you see lights, like directional lights, and then you see them come into a clearing, and it's like mask lights that come out of their eyes, and they look directly at the sergeant. And they say, "Oh, return to your quarters." I repeat, return to your quarters. And it's walking forward, but it's walking forward very uncanny, like very large thumping steps directly towards the sergeant. And they're like, oh, about time I found somebody. What's going on here? Is everything okay?
I got
so
my
dark.
gun trimmed on that bald face's head.
Okay. And the android proceeds to move forward, and it's just like, please, I will direct you to your quarters if you do not know where they are. You must return to your quarters.
I'm moving closer, but I try and stay hidden. Because I'm expecting this to go wrong. So I want to be in range to shoot it right before it tries to punch or like strangle or murder or whatever, Sergeant.
So the android and the sergeant are in conversational range. Like the android stops right like in conversational range. And it says, do you need help finding your quarters? So Sergeant says, no, listen, I need to know what's going on here right now. I have no idea. I just came back from a mission. And the android is like, I will help you to your quarters then, and reaches out an arm and grabs him by the shoulder.
It's like, how
like
violent
I think like, that's a...
Here's the thing, is Millo is also definitely aware that if he shoots the end right now, that the Sarge is not gonna believe him. Like, Millo knew this day was coming! He is the fucking doomsday prepper that finally has their comeuppance! Yes! But also knows that if he shoots the end right now, Sarge is not gonna believe him, so it's like... waiting.
You
for
can't see like
distinguish.
You can't see distinguishing figures of the android's face because all you see are the beaming lights coming out of its eyes that it didn't turn off while it's having a conversation with this guy.
Which makes it really easy to aim for its head. Just
it does, but you don't do anything when it grabs him by the shoulder, right?
Not until it gets violent and, well, basically I will start shooting the second that the Sarge starts noticing that this is not going right.
So the sergeant's like, "Hey, listen, I just want to know what's going on," and he goes to brush the android's arm off his shoulder. And when he goes to brush the android's arm off his shoulder, the android squeezes as hard as he can and just kind of like crushes his entire shoulder blade down to his arm. You just hear a guttural scream.
Yeah, that's the same second that guttural scream happens is the second that my bullets are like let go. Which actually, am I within like 10 meters of this android?
First, I think. Hold on, let me take a look here because you're gonna have to make like 2 rolls, I believe. I want a. So give me an intellect roll to see if you can get close enough by without getting caught. Because that's the closest thing to sneak you have, other than acrobatics. That's more like 5 more stops. You're just trying to be smart about your travel.
Could
Let's see how.
Fork in.
So if you fail this, it doesn't mean that you're seen. It just makes a difference in how far away you are.
Could I fork in military training?
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, that makes sense because they would teach you like smart breaching techniques and stuff like that.
No!
Well, you failed. So you determine with your military training that the closest you can get is about 30 meters without being noticed because of the way the lights are situated.
Okay, then God, what was the range of a nail gun again? Sorry, I need to quickly check my ranges because I don't want to accidentally shoot our friend. This seems like a bad idea.
On purpose, shoot your friend.
Yes.
Yeah. If you don't want to accidentally do it, just on purpose do it.
Best way.
I'll just shotgun both of them. It's fine. Where is mothership? Where is my information that I need?
Hold on, I'll tell you how far a nail gun. A nail gun is close range 1 meter, medium range 5, and long range 10.
I do know at the very least from the top of my head that the shotgun is 10. I probably shouldn't flamethrower them because that seems like a bad idea. What is the laser?
Yeah, long range for a combat shotgun is 30 meters.
Laser cutter is 25 for short range.
You want an SMG?
I mean, yes, but you're not with me right now, so
I'm not.
No, but
I have 2 propositions here. One is I know this is not Blades or Scum and Villainy, so flashbacks aren't exactly a thing for me to give it to you before we left. The other is we didn't actually say that we were going to stay there when you told us to.
Fair.
Yeah, that we can hang this real quick and see what is the group doing. What is the group up to? Like the remaining people.
I am standing with very perfect posture, waiting for somebody to tell me what to do.
Kaibo is like slumped in a corner, like just sitting there on the ground, like kind of like head in his hands. The priest is praying. And yeah, what about Sirah?
Sirah's taking a look out because
someone needs to take care of the rest of the people.
I'm mother-heading the shit out of this group right now.
All right. Are you going to stop me from slipping away?
No.
Okay.
But I'm going to tell you,
honestly, though,
you go.
Though I'd like the idea of you sneaking out and giving me an SMG, I kind of also really like the idea of the android kind of like just like bearing down on the Sarge, and then just this tiny red light of the laser cutter just powering up from the side, just
All right,
and just like shooting it, and that's the moment where you're like, I notice that you're right next to me as the light like hits your face, like.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here?
I've been following you with the bioscanner. Can't let you get out of the range, you know?
Yeah.
So, because there was a little, like, how long after Millo left do you think Dr. Patton took off? Like, to go follow?
Decidedly less than a minute, but definitely more than 30 seconds.
Can you give me an intellect roll at advantage to make sure you find exactly where they are?
Okay, because like I said, I'm following the bioscanner, so.
Oh, you're following.
But,
okay, that's
but
fine.
there are a lot of blimps on that.
That's true.
The
but
bioscanner does make noise.
I've been. Oh, does it? Oh,
It makes noise,
no.
and like they're just dots. You don't know which dot is who.
I do because I've been watching
mute.
it. I've been watching it the whole time. If it's
it kind of clicks like a Geiger counter, if that makes sense.
All right, so if I cannot mute it, then I can't. I would not bring it. So, or I'd have it turned off, I guess. But so yeah, I'll make my intellect at advantage here.
Cool.
You give it to Matt.
I took it back from Matt.
I know. Give it back.
Oh,
You
I
succeeded.
I get
Got
it
a
back.
9.
Yeah.
All right, so you were able to, like, as he's revving up the laser cutter, which like starts with like a low hum and then it goes and then the red light goes, and the android who had just crushed the sergeant's shoulder lets go, and he says, "Hello, who is there? Please return to your
basically
quarters."
it shoots because it
And
shoots moving around.
Yeah, and the sergeant slumps to the ground, still screaming. He's like, "Ah, my fucking arm! Ah!" And you fire. Give me a combat roll to hit.
So I roll combat with what I guess is military training because I'm shooting a gun.
Yes.
So I
military
guess
training is.
So I guess like something like heavy machinery or engineering would also work because it's also a tool. But that's besides the point. I get minus 10.
Engineering, maybe not, but heavy. I would give heavy machinery, but not engineering. Engineering is like the. Like,
sure. I mean, I have both. So here's the thing. It is combat at minus 10 because it's in second range, not in first range. I would like to angle for advantage since I took my time placing the shot. Because I've been here for some time, aiming at its face.
Yeah, why the hell not?
Yeah,
sure, let's do it.
Because my combat is terrible.
But you are at negative 10%.
Yeah, I am at negative 10. So I'll put that in. So it's automatically calculated. And then heavy machinery is an expert skill, so I'll roll combat at expert in the hopes of hitting it. Oh!
Yeah, you rolled so high.
Dang it.
I try, guys. I try so hard. Dice just hate me. It's fine. Soon I'll get famous and then I'll be the new Hulhuiten.
So a big old beam of laser just shoots forward, goes above your friend Sergeant Stewart's head, and like just skims past the android. It doesn't hit them, but it singes away a little bit at their face, so you can see the weird like microfiber tendons in their face, and they proceed forward. That is against regulations.
The best
Please
thing
return
is,
the weapon.
we don't
Please
notice.
return the weapon
Patton and I are bickering about the fact that she's here. It's like that happens in the background.
I've got this. Like I've got the SMG. I have it in my hand, and like you did that. I'm like, take this. Come on.
Why are you here? And like takes the gun anyways.
Just
like
take it.
You take that one. It's like, why are you here? And like starts readying it. Like, what the hell are you doing?
Just deal with this.
You're both gonna die.
I'm trying to.
The android is sprinting full speed directly at Millo.
Oh man.
Well,
like
I haven't
really
actually...
unnatural sprinting.
Mm-hmm.
Like full
Shoot it! God
arms
damn it!
perfectly straight.
I'm working on it. Like,
You have one more
almost
shot
like-
before this thing's going to like break your face or
It's like,
something.
I always knew you guys were fucking motherfuckers, and just like, let's go. And even though he has like military training, I think he's just gonna spray and pray this one because that feels appropriate to the situation.
Okay.
So let's just throw out all the stuff. Let's see if there's anything that I need to change for spraying and praying.
You don't have the negative 10% anymore.
I do not have the negative 10%. I am within range. That is nice. Let me go remove that before I forget. Yeah, okay. It's just trigger discipline, so you get more shots out of it. But I don't need more shots. I just need to hit this thing real damn hard. Where's my submachine gun? Sorry. There we go. So is it within 10 meters of me now? Because it's running at me?
It's 15, I would think.
I guess I'll move up then.
Because it covered about half the distance.
Because the SMG actually has worse range than the laser cutter has.
Oh shit! Really?
Its first range increment is 10.
In that case, can I shoot off the laser? Can I shoot off the laser cutter as it comes closer? Because Millo is not fucking firing, and I'm like, God damn it, it's coming right for you.
I'm getting
Does the laser cutter have a cooldown? It takes 1 hour to recharge.
No, it takes
okay.
It has 6 shots, and it takes a round between every shot to recharge. And then after those 6
so
shots
you can
are gone, it takes an entire day or something.
You can warm it up. You can get it to like cool down and get it ready and primed right now, but you can't fire it yet.
Yeah, I guess Millo then just steps up and just sprays and prays. And like
Do it.
shouts
Roll
at
the
it,
goddamn dice.
really angry.
Let's see it.
Don't fail this time. I mean,
I'll try not to.
Yeah!
Yes!
No.
This is
So what is the crit? What is the crit for an SMG? The crit for an SMG is nothing.
oh no, really?
Yeah.
Can we, for awesomeness' sake, say it was the combat shotgun? Which I have on my body.
Wait, is the combat shotgun also 10 meters? Yes, it is. Yes. You can you knock them down. Let's see let's
just retcon and say that I gave you the shotgun to take care of the rest of the people, and you came back basically to give it back. It's like, you probably need this more than I do.
The only reason I'm allowing this to fly is because they're the same range at short distance. So it's you can use the shotgun. So let's see the damage, which is 2d10.
I mean, the
total.
SMG does more damage, but I guess you want that knockdown.
No. 2d10 special. So that's up
to
it's
2d8.
That's up to 2.
It's up to 2
damage.
That's many damage.
That. Okay,
yes.
You're right.
So that's a total of 100 damage.
You
runs at me.
Fucking you Swiss cheese its face, and it just like starts sparking a bit, and then falls into a heap like, I don't know, 10 feet in front of your friend who's now still screaming.
I know I've been very hype and very intrusive, but can I like narrate the scene for a little bit because I have such a funny idea?
Yeah, go for it.
Like,
I'm all for it.
So like, Dr. Patton comes up and I like notice them from the shot and is like, What are you doing? Like, why are you here? Like switch out the guns, and I'm just like holding the shotgun now. It's like, just take the SMG, go back to them. And like starts noticing that the robot coming up. It's like, 1 second. Walks up, single-handedly like, fuck you. And then returns
just one hand
right
shotgun blast.
This is like returns right back to Patton. It's like just back to being angry at Patton. It's like, I told you to.
Like, you come up to do that, and I'm like going over to the sergeant to slap a stim pack on him. What is it? Slip him some pain pills. I'm like, at least you didn't get shot. Now shut up.
I can't do anything right in this. Sergeant, I believe we have proper proof now that you
Sergeant took
shouldn't...
40 damage.
Damn.
He's still alive.
Yes, he's still alive.
I mean, I guess he would have stopped
So-
screaming if he wasn't.
Yeah, he is at less than half health though.
Okay, well, pain pills and Stimpack. Stimpack, what does that do for me? Does that help?
Stimpax
I
makes
think
him
it's
high
Stimpack-
and gives him HP back.
Yeah, that's good. We want to make him high and give him HP back.
I thought it increased the percent chance.
Grants an
on it,
immediate
like,
2d10 2 health and temporarily increases strength and combat by 2d10 each for 1d10 hours. There's a danger of addiction or an overdose if used frequently. Because it's what I used
Perfect.
back on the ship, back when Artemis was still a thing.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay, so they get back 12 hit points. Boop,
Same.
38. Okay. Cool. All right. So I was going to say that as the screaming starts to subside here a little bit, you see more lights turning corners. What is that commotion? Please, everybody remain calm.
Get the fuck out of here.
I'm double checking if the android is dead.
The android is like sparking and like oil that has been tinged to red.
So
it
has
looks
its
like
head been
it's
removed
like
from the
the-
rest of its torso?
No, only half of its head above its
Vibe
jaw has
Chetty.
been turned into complete Swiss cheese.
Vibe chatty.
Okay, fine. You coup de grace the already dead android.
It's like, no.
I mean, you got to be sure, right?
Double tap, or I guess double slash. Whatever you need.
All right. So what are you guys doing?
Leaving.
I'm kind of like looking back at Patton. Like,
Do you know how to get back?
Come on. Can we get the sergeant to stand? Will he come with us?
The sergeant will stand and come with you, but I don't know. It'll slow you down. So if you have to make any speed rolls coming up, you'll have disadvantage.
Will giving him a pain pill help that? That gives him another D10 health back and also -1 stress.
Yes, if you give him a pain pill.
I need to start getting
I will give him
hurt,
a
so you
pain
give me
pill.
those pain pills so my stress decreases.
I mean, do you want a pain pill? Like, I'm fucking giving him out right now.
No.
Just
Like pills.
Seriously, like I pull him out and I give one to him, and like if you would just put your hand out and be like, gimme, you would get one.
No, let's be fair here. Millo knows when to use and not to use drugs. It's okay.
That's true. That's true. And it only reduces 1 stress anyway, so it's not that great. But yeah, I'm like, come on, Sergeant, let's get out of here.
All right.
Like,
So that
does
was
the
a good
sergeant
thing
still-
that you guys.
Does the sergeant still have the
Oh,
pulse
oh.
rifle?
They did have the pulse rifle, but they had their arm fucking crushed.
Well, I'm holding it now.
Okay. Where did your shotgun go?
I'm holding
Uh,
that.
I mean,
Where's
I
the
still have my
laser
back-
cutter?
I still have my backpack. Like, my backpack is basically full of guns now. That's it.
What you buying?
I even made room because the one shirt that took up space is now on Matt.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right,
I
so,
very quickly, very weirdly turned into the Terminator, I guess.
The fastest of you two, please roll a speed test to determine whether you make it back without any consequences or not.
I think that's you.
My speed is 33.
39.
Take it away.
Ah, I will beat you in a sprint. So just a random speed check. That's it.
Yep, just speed. Hey, you succeeded. That was a really hard roll to succeed, and you did it. So nothing
job.
that happens. You guys make it back. You see Sirah in her exoskeleton standing there. What do you like? You've heard multiple different weapons being fired, Sirah. What is your response to them coming around this corner and meeting you face to face?
She's kind of like, oh, you came back. She kind of thought they were gonna like run off and go find a spaceship and fuck off the scale.
What?
And she's
I'll
Oh.
have you know, I feel insulted. Now let's move on.
Like, okay.
What
Right, so
proper
what's the
gentleman
plan?
would leave a demon lady behind? Come on.
Like puts on his like infrared goggles.
See? Majesty to behold.
Don't have a lot of time. We need to keep moving. If they catch us here, I just kind of shake my head and like start heading. Like, we want to get to the other elevator, right?
Yes.
So I think we probably need to go like through like some weird zigzag thing through the center, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise we can't just go around the outside because they'd catch us that way, and we can't just like go a straight line because they catch us that way. So we need to like fucking zigzag through some stuff.
Sounds like you're doing some tactical reconnaissance to me.
Sure, that sounds similar to what I'm doing.
How about
Whatever rule you're making, if you fail, I think I know why. And I'll wait if it happens or not.
So I will allow
Okay.
an intellect roll with either rimwise or military training here.
I have neither of those.
So just make an intellect roll, because
Okay.
or
Can
let Sirah do it. Yeah.
I mean, you can have help for advantage.
I mean, me as someone who has lived on the scale might know some.
You know, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true, actually. I would
And
defer
I
to you,
have-
absolutely. I'll tell you the plan.
Yes, I not only have rimwise, but I have art as well. I can draw the map.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Roll some intellect, please.
Who knew your art degree would come in handy?
That's what I tell myself every day. Okay.
Yeah!
That's a critical success.
Oh!
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
Heck
Come with
yeah.
me.
All right.
If you want to live.
Indeed.
So what Sirah actually tells you guys is that in one of the huts, it's not actually a house, it's an underground tunnel that leads directly to the front of the next elevator. So you walk underground. This was made by the people who live in the residential area as a shortcut because of all of the litter and trash and commotion above the streets. This was made exclusively to quicken travel between the two points.
And
guys-
it's only known to like long-term Scout residents and
Right.
definitely not upper management.
Because we can't let everybody know. We can't tell people because who's can you trust?
It is definitely
Right.
not used for all the black market stuff that is going on. Absolutely not.
Mhm.
It is entirely legal.
So once you guys get there, and like head down into the tunnel, like Jira, you're probably talking about it a little bit. Like, yeah, this will lead us straight to where we need to go. And the sergeant's like, since when was this here? Like, who made this place?
Sarge,
And
I'd have a suggestion after just almost getting killed by a robot. Perhaps not too many questions.
oh, I'm good to go. Just give me a gun, I'll take him out.
Sarge,
And his eyes are all wigged out. He has that thing in anime where the color of the eyes are way too small and the white is just like massive.
Sarge,
Just
I'd like for
can I
you,
give him some more drugs?
Sarge,
Where
Why
are the
don't-
quiet drugs?
Sarge, why don't you take a drink? It's okay. Gonna be fine.
He's on like 4 different drugs now. He takes a
Mhm.
drink. He's like, burns.
It's kind of the point. Right. So
I take a drink of
Sarge,
that too. I like like steal it back as you take it back. I'm like,
for now, the situation's
back.
Kira
delicate.
also has her hand out.
oh yeah, you can have it too.
Thank you. It's been a day.
Dr. Patton pours it into your outstretched hands.
Sarge,
Take it.
I understand that you're stressed, Sarge. And I understand that you're a very badass man that can take care of any nincompoop and, I don't know, nasty robots and whatever. That's not what we're looking for right now. Right now, This is a covert option. We are with the M17 going down underneath to make sure that we get within enemy territories, unseen, unheard, unspoken. You understand?
Yeah, sure.
Good.
Matt, what are you thinking? What are you up to? Haven't heard from you in a little bit.
Do I have a gun?
No. But you have a vibe,
Not
Jenny.
anymore.
No, Matt has the flamethrower.
Yeah,
Oh,
you have a
okay.
flamethrower, that's
You
fair.
do have the flamethrower.
Yeah, so I'm just
yeah.
like walking around with this flamethrower. Matt seems to be having a grand old time. You know, she's just waiting to see what happens next. She's convinced that we're going back to the quarters now.
Oh,
Well, that's what the alarm says.
Matt, as you like walk and move, yeah, I know. As you like walk and move, how obvious is it that you have like a little bit of a robotic walking kind of stuff?
I think she just like walks with very, very straight posture more than like walks like robotically per se.
She walks like a Skyrim guard.
A little bit. Yeah, she just like walks with like very good posture and
It's like slightly more perfect than any human could ever walk.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Somewhere.
So you guys, this tunnel's
somewhere-
actually lit. So there's like hanging like lanterns, and you can walk through the whole thing without running into a single person, and no issues.
I would like to roll make
And,
an intellect roll, as I montage through the tunnel to try and teach Matt how to walk more like a human instead of like a perfect human. It's like disguise yourself. Don't walk. No, don't. And like start slapping some arms. Like no, you don't move the arm like that. No, and just see how well he'd do on the way there. And
No,
Matt
I
even
think
understands.
I think this is a body save that Matt needs to fail if they're willing to take it.
Also
in the first
fair.
place.
I'm sorry. Were you offering me one of the drugs?
No. I'm
so
trying to teach you
Millo
to
wants to
walk-
teach you
yeah.
how to walk like a human. And what needs to happen for it to be successful is you have to say yes, and then you have to fail a body save.
No. This is the right. I'm walking correctly. You're walking incorrectly.
Okay, that's fair. That is a fair answer.
Okay, so Matt does what they do. Milo gets frustrated. Good to know.
Well, I mean, like it depends. Like if Milo like tries to like actually ask this,
oh yeah, no.
Matt's
Milo is
just going to
actually-
point out. Matt's just going to point out all of the flaws in his posture and the way he walks. Where it's like you don't distribute you're not distributing your weight evenly on your heel and toe. You have you lean ever so slightly to the left, like X degrees to the left. It's like I predict based on these factors, you're going to have left knee and right shoulder issues when you are nearing the age of 58.
It's like
I can show you how to walk.
Somewhere in between this like exercise, he like turns to Dr. Patton and is like, I walk fine.
Your posture could use a little work, but
Also good yours.
Milo now has disadvantage on all body saves for the remainder of the game because they're self-conscious about their posture.
Do not worry, Milo. Do not worry, Milo. Most humans have problematic posture. That's why I was designed to be better.
That was a joke, by the way, Zev. You don't actually have disadvantage on your body saves. But it's about time for us to take a break if you guys would like to do that now, and we'll come out of the tunnel when we return.
Sounds like a plan.
All right, everyone, stick around. We'll be back in 5 to 10 minutes, and I guess Zev will take it from here because he's producer guy.
We'll see you all later, and enjoy the music I'll be playing in the meantime. See y'all soon.
We are cutting through a tunnel and figuring out what to do next. So we have made it through the tunnel. I will say quite successfully because of Sirah's critical success. right before the break. And we come out next to the elevator, which seems active and unoccupied at the moment. You can take this directly up to I believe it's called the mouth, right? Yeah, the mouth. Or if you guys would like, you could stop at the top layer of the spleen, which is where the pit is, if you had interest in checking out what's going on there.
I am going to walk into the elevator, and as soon as everyone is on, I'm going to press the button for whichever floor the place where we sleep is, the dormitories.
Oh god. Okay. That is
so
Yeah.
So you guys are currently like on the bottom floor of the spleen. Like the layouts are the same, but there's like 3 or 4 floors of it, I guess is the best way to put it. We don't have a map that shows all of them because they're all like the same exact layout. But yeah, so that will take you to the top floor of the spleen, the one closest to the mouth, which upon the door opening, you'll see, unless you guys want like an elevator scene. Do you guys want an elevator scene?
I mean, I guess, does anyone say anything?
I was going to say, is there any way we can stop you from pressing that button?
I mean, Milo wants
definitely
to go there.
Possible.
Yeah. Milo wants to go there anyway, so Milo doesn't care, but I do have one thing that Milo wants to do before the doors open at least. So anything else, do, and then I'll come in at the end.
I don't got anything, so I mean, I would press the button for the mouth, and then if you go and try to press another button, I would like hand up stop you.
Yeah, you like stop me as I like go to press it.
Yeah.
What are you doing? This is the way back to the residence.
We need to make a little stop.
Excellent.
Just pointing out that our residences that we need to return to also hold all of our interesting effects.
Damn it. And I like slap the button for the art.
So yeah, and we just like wait there with the awkward elevator music, like for some time, and everything's just quiet. And right before we hit like the floor, Milo kind of like leans over to Patton and is like,
"I saw you blushing,"
and it's like, haha, I knew you thought it was cool, and just moves away because the doors have now opened.
What I'm not painting, the picture is not painting in my head. What did you?
So when I did the whole shotgun thing, it looked pretty cool. And it's like, now that we finally have a moment of like quiet and we need to wait anyway, you're like, oh yeah.
So you did the whole, you thought I was cool, I did something cool and you saw it. Yeah.
It's like and just like,
no, wait. Mm-hmm. I got my one-liner for this to come back at you with. So as you're about to leave, she's like, I'm glad you had your eyes on the biggest threat in the room.
Oh, snap.
I have learned from you to not snap back at that because you just get angry at me and now we're nowhere. Miss Patton.
And walks off.
Like she was like nodding along, and then it gets to the Miss Patton, and she's just like,
Sirah's gonna cover the eyes of Matt and the priest.
You all are like high school kids.
Like the entire elevator is full of people just awkwardly looking at us, having our little like lover squirrel.
It's like, brilliant. I love it.
The door opens and there's a bunch of androids there, and they all face palm hearing what you guys just said, and just like, oh no.
Great, we get a moment. They don't shoot us with guns.
No, there actually isn't any androids, but it seems like everything's on fire. The air is filled with a lot of smoke. There are visible flames coming out from different residences in this area.
We have a bomb expert in our house, and there's fire. Run! I don't know if we should run away or run towards it to try and save the bombs, or just run before they explode.
If you exit the elevator, are you going to or no?
I think my vote is no. I will ask you this as the warden. with my expertise in bombs, do I think there is a chance of saving my stash? Or I believe as a bomb expert that we're safer closing the doors and heading straight up to the mouth?
So here's the thing. Yes, because you currently carry the catalysts that you retrieved at the end of your last mission. The catalysts, the things, the igniting agents of your bomb making is currently in your bag. So like you may be able to save them if your place isn't on fire, but as of right now, you're on the opposite side. Like this little pink rectangle is where you live, and this is where you're coming out.
But the other problem is that there's also a lot of volatile chemicals in our place.
They aren't volatile. They aren't volatile without the appropriate catalyst, though, is what I'm trying to say.
So basically what they're saying is we had all of the inert ingredients in our house, and what's going to make them go from just harmless stuff into bombs is in my backpack.
I kind of feel like just rolling a straight up intellect check and see if Millo goes for it by failing his intellect check, or just like, okay, we should go. Because it's an actual 50-50 roll. That's the best thing about my intellect being 50.
Well, more interesting, when the doors of the elevator open, there are two people with bandanas over their face that point submachine guns directly at you, with like flashlights affixed to top.
I'm gonna hit the door close button.
I will just say we were with Roach.
So Milo says as the doors are closing, we're with Roach, and they're like, wait.
Puts foot in door. Like, right. Clicks the open button again. It's like, dink, dink. It like says a few words, and then someone hits the close button again because the priestess gets scared.
Oh, God. So that'll go on, but the armed civvies, because they do in fact say more of us. All right, we're getting a little short on manpower, but could really use your help. Come on.
We need to go grab some stuff from our homes before it explodes. Would be bad, because there's some poison in there and that will fill the entire area.
Yeah. So definitely get those. But this fire is only in this first row, and it's used as a blockade and lighting to see if there's an infiltration.
Good to know.
Everybody who's anybody's at the pit. So if you make it to your shelter, we'll be maintaining guard here. I'll radio comms to let them know. What are your names?
I'm Matthews.
I am M4TT.
Matt.
They have taken to calling me Matt.
Oh, no.
You see some like eyebrows raised, and then like you get a submachine gun shoved right into your chest, Matt.
Oh, hold on.
I would prefer not to be shot.
Matt, please. Matt.
Hang on.
Matt. Yes, Sirah.
It's okay. She's with us. Yeah.
Is that your convincing argument?
So if one of them is basically pointing like, if one of them is almost like poking Matt in the gut with an SMG, I kind of like whisper in the ears like,
they're malfunctioning. It's okay. They're cut off.
Matt, would you like to respond to them virtually saying that you're a faulty robot?
I whisper. I try and make sure that Matt might still hear. That's entirely fine with me. But at least Milo tries to make sure that Matt doesn't hear.
Mm-hmm.
So that's up to you, Matt, whether you want to respond or not.
No, I don't say anything.
Okay.
Whether or not she heard, we'll leave that up in the air. She just doesn't say anything.
At least doesn't say anything. But who knows what happens?
All right, so I guess at that rate, you're free to move onward. The guards people are skeptical, and you hear them like murmuring into the radio. but you don't catch what they're saying.
Yeah. As soon as we're out of like earshot, I'm like, we could have been up at their mouth by now. Come on, we
just
could be halfway to a spaceship.
Just give me a second and like walk back to them. It's like, sorry, we just came from down below. We had a mission before all this hell broke loose. Can you just give us like the sit rep of everything's going on?
Well, everything went to shit.
Fair.
We started our own we started taking action on a very long thought out plan. We were going to take over the Skell and make it our own and get rid of HQ. But it seemed like somebody else had a plan of taking over HQ as well. They sabotaged all of the AI, and they are now aggressively shepherding all of the Teamsters into one place. And it seems, as far as we have heard, that the reports are sparse, that they're being eradicated.
Like, we as characters know where HQ is, even the newer ones. It's like in the spleen, right?
Yes, it's in the spleen on the top floor.
Well,
it's directly across the across the spleen from the medical facility.
It's like over near where we.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, I see. It's at the bottom there. Okay.
Yeah, it's over there.
But that's also like right next to the pit, right?
It's
they're relatively close. So the circumstances are this floor, as far as they tell you on this sit rep, this floor is in stable condition, where that if a android does turn up, they have been able to put a stop to it before it causes any harm. But the other floors are completely out of communications range, and they haven't seen anything going on within Labor HQ at all.
Yeah, I think before like leaving to grab stuff on the like premise that we'll join with them later, Millo asks if there's like a specific time that they're planning to do a raid or something, to see if we can use that as a distraction. If they like have any plans going up that we need to hurry for.
Oh, so you're like, hey, are there any plans that we need to be back by? But you're really saying,
yes,
are there any plans that we can?
Yeah.
I love it. We're over here on this elevator, though.
Yeah, you're over here. Oh, I'm clicking on the stream. They say, just don't be caught off guard. We have time before anything goes into motion, so just make it to the pit whenever you get the chance.
All right, good to know.
And turns around.
Okay.
Not even asking their names. Not important. Probably won't see you ever again. And like make our way towards our shack, which I don't know. Does everyone else go to their own shack, or do we all just go to our shack?
I don't know if any of my. I think I have all my stuff.
And you probably just follow us just to make sure that we arrive at our like premises.
I just follow you because where else would I go?
It's fair. I mean, Labor HQ would be where you go to plug in and dump your intel, but I'm pretty sure Labor HQ is like an entire fire right now. That's the whole place is a fire.
Everything's fire. All fire. All nice.
Well, to be fair, that's not a residence.
That's fair.
They told me to go to
Technically, you don't
residence.
have a residence.
Yeah,
see.
technically.
Okay, I get you. Good. Yes, I'm liking that even more.
So I guess first off, it's running to ours to see, just to hope that we're fine and that nothing is breaking down.
You'll make it there with no issue, and your little shack seems to be untampered with and unablaze, so you do not have you are able to go in and retrieve whatever you need to retrieve.
I'd like to spend some time to turn my pieces of bombs into actual bombs.
pieces of bombs into actual bombs.
Are you sure you want to do that while everything is on fire?
I mean, the
Yeah.
fire is on the other side of the
Ew.
residential district, so it's kind of, I mean, it's up to you, but I think if you have Milo's help, you can have advantage on this.
Sure.
All right. Yeah, as long as we're here. We'll just finish this quickly. Advantage says critical success. Yes.
Nice.
Excellent.
Nice.
So you were able to make like 3 sticks of C4 and like the equivalent of makeshift hand grenades. You get 3 sticks of C4 and 2 of the makeshift hand grenades.
Can I make sure that she helps me with making some stim packs?
Yeah, go for it.
Nice.
Yeah, totally. I will help you out with that. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Let's see. Critical success! Yeah! This is how we do it.
Nice. So you get 3 stim packs.
Nice. These might come in handy depending on what we need to fight.
Awesome. So once you go, so this takes a bit of time. Sirah and Matt, what are you doing while they're being chemists?
Trying to make sure the fire doesn't light this part of where we are.
You're just standing there.
I don't want to be on fire. I don't want to be on fire is my answer. And I've got a big fuel canister of flammable stuff on my back, so I'd rather not be very close to fire either.
I kind of like this idea of
That
Matt having like
makes
a built-in function for like saliva, and you're just standing there making this tiny like spout of water against like one of the bigger guns
Oh
of flame.
no!
Trying to put it out. It's
I'm using water.
helping.
I'm using water gun.
Yeah. It's like, meh. Just try.
We're a ways away from the fire, though.
Yeah. The fire
We're
was controlled from
fine.
what we heard, so we should be fine.
Cool. So
What about
you
Sirah?
are able. Yeah. What about Sirah? Sirah, what are you doing while they're spending like a half an hour being chemists?
Do we still have our 3 friends, or did they screw off?
You do, and actually, the stim and painkillers are wearing off on the sergeant, and he is back in severe pain and slowing. He will slow things down quite significantly.
Yeah, because I feel like Sirah was carrying him.
Oh, he was carrying himself fine. He was just highly intoxicated.
Sirah was
Sarge.
ushering him to the doctor's because the doc probably has something in her stash, whatever that means. Sirah has no idea.
Sarge, I think it's time for you to choose a side. You have 3 options.
Well, what did they say about Labor HQ being overrun by androids, malfunctioned androids?
Well, what you think
just-
happened to you?
He said something about herding us like cattle.
And murdering Teamsters.
I feel like I have to side with the obvious, and that's you guys. I saw with my own eyes. He crushed my arm in an instant.
No. Sarge, you're getting something wrong here. We're not the resistance. Resistance is in the pit. You want to fight with the resistance, you go to the pit.
I want to get the fuck off this place. Then you're with us.
Oh no.
I'm fine giving
But
you
what
a bomb or
about-
2.
I think I'll make my way over to the pit. This is my home. I want to see that it makes it out of this situation however the best possible way it can.
Doctor, how many bombs did you make?
3.
Think you can spare 1? I think the resistance might need 1.
Sirah holds her hand out for the bomb.
You come with
I'll
us,
give it to
Mel.
Sirah.
Sirah,
I gotta stay.
you don't have to stay for anyone. For all you told me, your friends were in Camp Gamma, and they're dead. You can stay if you want, but I see you as a friend. And the few friends you probably have right now are getting the heck out of this place.
But there's still good people on the scale. I gotta stay for them.
You can't save everyone.
Will
Can't
they
save
stay
yourself.
for you?
It's not about them. It's about what I want to do.
Yeah.
Take the damn bomb.
I gotta try to save as many people as I can.
I gave her 2 stim packs.
So is Sirah and the Sarge splitting off from the group?
I think so.
Are you guys going to even see what's going on at the pit, or are you just making a
No.
beeline to the mouth?
We're going to the mouth.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes, what's Matt doing?
so
I was gonna say
before that,
Matt is
still
going to
also-
murder
yeah.
everybody, obviously.
Like, before
I
that, we
was
also
one
still have
of
a
the
priest.
bad guys the whole.
Oh yeah, fair.
That's gonna stab Sirah in the back. As soon as she does it.
And that's the moment I make my turn and light you all on fire. No.
Haha, you have bombs now. I can blow the whole place up.
Your final mistake was giving me the flamethrower. Yes.
Milo was right the whole time. I was an evil
Yes.
God
android.
damn it.
And I would have gotten away with it. It wasn't you who were meddling, kids.
No, it just like at some point while we're walking back to the elevator to go up to our stop up at the mouth, Matt will be like, Milo, are we friends as well?
What?
I nudge Milo in the ribs and
yes.
like nod when you look at me.
Yes, we are. I guess we're friends.
Excellent.
You can come along with us if you want.
Back to the residence. Everyone is supposed to go back to the residence.
Yes, we're going to go back to my original residence,
Where is that?
up in the mouth.
Excellent. I will come with you. And with you, Dr. Patton.
Matt,
Thank you, Matt.
do you like us?
What an
That-
abstract thought.
Yeah, I think there's like a moment where it's like, huh. And then she's like, you said we are friends, and friends, I believe, like each other. Therefore, it makes sense that we like each other. That follows logically, Milo.
Let me try and rephrase that. If you'd never see us again, would you mind?
I'm unsure.
Would you want to try?
What? Why would we need to? You said I'm going to go with you to your residence.
Fair. And then our residence is going to take a long trip. And you probably won't see a lot of the people here for a long time.
Okay.
Do you have other friends around here?
I do not.
Do you want to try and stay with... Do you want to try and stay with your friends?
Sure. That seems like it makes sense.
Very well.
However, if it is far away outside of the scale, I don't believe I will be able to get out or go there.
Why?
I'm not supposed to leave. I do not believe I can.
Your code prohibited.
I haven't been programmed to experience things so wide and vast as the universe.
I think like she has to have something that's like tying like programmatically like forces her to like.
There's just a failsafe in your system.
It's probably just like it's not like she's literally just like it's the failsafe. It's just like no, I don't think I can do that.
That's the thing. They probably like programmed you to not think you could do that, but I don't think they would actually instate a failsafe because they're like humans.
No, right? They would.
Yeah, humans are kind of flawed in the fact that they think that they're going to they got all their bases covered. You know?
I'm imagining it's like more in the realm of like instead of programming in any kind of like mechanical failsafe, they just program her psychologically so that she thinks she can't do it, right? So it's like if she can't do it,
you're programmed to be a frog in the well.
Right, exactly. So it's like it's not like I can't necessarily leave. It's just like why would I? This is everything. Yeah. Anyway, I don't leave.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, I think.
Excellent.
I kind of like.
And what about Blair?
Yeah, I kind of like.
Blair is. I think Blair went to the pit instead of back to your residence.
I mean, I kind of
just left.
I kind of imagined all of us huddling together until like this moment, and this is the moment where we all split up. But if Blair's already gone, then Blair's already gone. Nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I feel like Blair kind of like took the direction from the, or maybe even like stuck with the people holding guard. Like, oh no, you have like a wound here. Let me whatever, or like let me pray for you, kind of thing.
Healing bot, healing bot. So yeah, I guess then, like, we have everyone here because you two are gonna go to the pit, and the rest of us are gonna go towards the mouth. So yeah, Millo kind of like turns around and looks at Sirah.
Good luck.
You would have made a fine addition to the crew.
Sirah, you have like a head-splitting headache.
No. Oh no.
Do we notice?
No.
Probably not.
Yeah,
I mean, are you visibly doubling over from your head-splitting headache?
I would imagine. Like I'm not gonna hide it. I have no reason to hide it. But...
General, are you all right? Do you need some painkillers? Stim pack?
You are filled with such rage that the only way for you to release it is violence.
Oh, that's not good.
Sirah.
I'm like right up there. I'm like touching your face.
Do you need another one, Sirah?
Bomb in my hand.
Yeah, I got the bomb. Yeah, I just handed you the bomb.
And two
and now you're doubling over in the pain.
You're also wearing a mech suit.
Mm-hmm. I know.
I'm like, here, let me put some of these stim packs on.
I'm sorry.
You need some, Sirah? I don't mind sharing.
Sirah, if you think, well, I guess Nerd Fuffle, if you think on this, you do have a few moments where you can be like, run, get away from me. Like, you have that movie moment where it's just like, I'm not safe anymore.
No, go now.
Yeah,
Get away.
You do?
Go. Get as far away from here as you can, you guys. Doesn't say you guys.
Oh, is Millo gonna do this? Is Millo gonna do this?
He's gonna push Millo with the mech.
No.
So,
I don't think you know what Millo is thinking about doing. Millo, I've seen some weird shit here. And I think Millo is grabbing for his shotgun now that you're still standing still.
Oh man.
I was gonna stop one way or another. I'm slapping a stim pack on you.
Sure, yeah, it's two in her hands, so that's easy.
I know, but I'm actually applying one to Sirah, who's obviously in pain. So I want to mitigate that pain. And then you like look up at me and you're like, run. And I'm like, oh shit.
Why?
Sirah, you are now not only superhuman because of your mech suit, but also you have plus 10% on what? Combat and speed, or strength and speed?
Yay!
Can I make a fair save to see if Millo would shoot or not?
Oh no.
Yes, you can make
You
that.
are in my presence.
Oh.
So that's a disadvantage. You
I
critically
don't-
failed.
I don't think-
No.
I don't-
90. You made the worst roll possible.
Oh no.
So I'm definitely shooting. That's something, at the very least. I think I'm also panicking on a critical failure.
Yes. Roll a panic check,
So
and then
quick question: do we want to shoot first, or do we want
Yes.
to panic first?
we want to panic first.
Okay, that's
Panic
a failure.
first, shoot later.
Okay,
oh
so
boy,
let's see
this
what your
is-
panic effect is.
See if I like this one. Broken for the next
Broken.
XD10 hours, where X is stress days. Make a panic roll whenever a nearby crew member fails a save. That's 15 days.
Yikes.
That's the 150.
Yikes.
That is 15 D10 days where I'd be broken. I'm going to
Oh my
reroll and
gosh.
hope for something better.
So the demon lady is a very demon lady. Oh, Descent into Madness. Gain 2 new phobias.
That's
Your
not
stress
better.
cannot
Not better at all.
leave below 5.
That's not better.
Okay, so I'm gaining 2 new phobias. Good to know. This is interesting. And my stress cannot be below
Great.
5. Good to know. Let me make this a note somewhere, and we'll figure out the phobias in a second. I'm shooting first.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Go ahead and shoot. Are you shooting Sirah?
Yes, I'm
Yeah.
shooting Sirah straight in the head, point blank, now that she's still standing still.
Damn.
Before she monsters out on us.
Where is phobias?
Do I get like advantage or disadvantage? How are we gonna make this roll?
A normal roll
Sirah-
at
I mean,
point blank.
actually, there's also another question. Sirah, do you notice and do you let this happen as you notice yourself changing? Because that's also a question.
She's gonna let you do it. Like, that's the better alternative to her hurting you.
Gotta save as many people as possible. That's what she said.
Yep.
So I guess that is me just straight up rolling damage. Then instead, Warden,
Do I
are we aligned with that?
I- need to get health back from this stim pack first?
Only if it's
You
applied-
can't- you
like,
don't
you're already in full health.
Yeah, you were already at full health, and you don't get temporary. hit points
Actually,
for
but you
that.
do
Okay.
get temporary strength, which ups your health.
How much?
10%. Oh yeah, it's not. You don't get increased strength. You get increased.
Oh yeah, it's just a bonus 10%, so
On
you
your
do not
rolls.
have more health. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to do the honors? Or should I? I should probably do it because I'm taking responsibility for your life right now.
Yep. Thank you.
I do not like where this is ending.
Welcome to season 1.
Oh
yes.
fuck!
Oh.
Well, I'm covered in blood.
Yep. Done.
Jesus!
Shira, do you happen to have 200 hit points?
I do not
Oh,
have.
Jesus!
From your bottom rib up is just gone. You've been turned into mist from that point up, and you've
It's just-
collapsed into the ground.
Hey, wait! I gotta do the dramatic thing first.
Yeah.
Oh
I-
yes, you do get your last line before you die.
Yeah. It's gonna be thank you. Straight ahead at Milo, just thank you.
Well, this is where one of the two phobias coming from. Oh god. Oh god. I don't think Milo has
I
one.
Yes.
may die, but I want.
I think Milo just like hugs whatever is left of the like mech suit. It's like it is just covered in blood because of the, oh god, this is terrible.
We're
Alright,
both covered in
phobias.
blood. It's great.
Phobias, let's see what else great things I get. Where are phobias?
I mean, there isn't any in the book. I think it's just things that you would be afraid of that are situational.
Cool. They might be in Pound of Flesh. I'll check real quick if there's like a section called phobias in there.
Oh, I could open that up too.
This is so fucked up.
Yeah.
After you have a minute,
I wasn't expecting it to turn around that fast, and also you rolled the most damage you possibly could on a shotgun and just blown her into pieces.
It's fine.
I mean, I didn't expect it to go this badly as well. I just expected, like, give her a shot to get her knocked out and knocked on her ass, and then we just run away. But, oh god. I don't know. I don't know right now.
No,
everything's terrible, okay? Just don't ask me. Everything's terrible.
Fear of getting close to people and fear of blood.
I don't think a fear of blood. It might more be like... I think it just gets very emotionally distant, at least for now. Like, in semi-shock, so... We'll figure out his actual, like, phobias after this game. For now, he's just, like, in constant shock and doesn't just register emotion at all anymore. It is just like, it's done. Like, whatever's happening.
That's fair.
And I think at that point, he's also just like, I think like the hug happens of like the power suit and whatever's left of her. And then he kind of just like, it holds on longer than it should. And then just
Patton
starts
puts her
tearing
hand
out.
on his shoulder and starts to pull him away.
Matt, what is your response to this?
I'm trying to think about that because, like, you just shot her.
Yeah.
And she said thank you.
And I said,
Yeah.
And
Well,
she's a friend,
thank
so
you
are
came,
you not gonna
like-
get the same thing?
I think Matt is just going to like look at Millo with just like shock and horror and not really know how to respond other than that.
So I feel like,
You're welcome.
Matt, do you need to make a sanity check or a fear check? Do you think that you're next?
I mean, sure.
Because like there was no context as far as you know to this, I would guess, right? Other than the fact that she had a headache.
Right.
Yeah,
She
sure.
said, like, I'm not safe, go.
Which one do you want? Fear or sanity?
Fear makes sense. You were successful.
Yeah. So I'm fine, but I'm just like, what the fuck? I literally just saw somebody get just fucking blown up in front of me. So I'm pretty, you know.
I think at this point, like, as Millo kind of
So
like,
I think actually probably we would probably have to do this like also like I mean, like, I'm sitting here covered in blood, and even though like Dr. Patton knows this, like believes this needed to happen, like that's different than having a shotgun go off this far from your face and becoming covered in your friend's blood.
So I feel like it would be a sanity check for Dr. Patton, not a fear save, because you kind of like had an understanding of where it was coming from, I guess, if that makes sense.
Sure.
It's more of like
failure. I gain a stress. Everybody else gains a stress.
Everybody gets a you don't.
Yay!
Oh.
Even more stress.
No more stress.
Yeah.
You got turned black and white. Awesome. Zev, thank you for the nice touch.
I think as you start to freak out, Millo, this is the point where like you kind of like come to put a hand on Milo's shoulder to try and like be of some help, and then you kind of like start freaking out yourself as things start stacking up in your brain. And he just like, that's the point where like emotion goes out of the window. It's like, maybe it's like old military training of like, we're in a point where emotions are not helping. Goodbye. And he kind of like just pushes you off, turns towards Matt. He's like,
M4TT, what is your serial number?
She just rattles off a series of numbers, right? I'm sure like it ends in N4TT, right? Because that's like her designation.
Yeah, like an M4-TT model.
He repeats it and then says like,
"Open Alpha Registry. Initiate shutdown."
I need an engineering roll.
Yeah, to make sure you don't break me.
I know.
Fucking break my brain.
I mean,
yes.
Oh, look what he does.
Success.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I think like you like start like giving these commands, right? And like after the first one, she like side eyes you and she's like, "What are you doing, Milo?" And then you say the last thing and just like her eyes just like. I don't think it's like they like go literally like black. I think it's like literally like I don't know if any of you have ever seen like a person actually like get knocked unconscious, but like when like the lights go out in someone's eyes, that's like what happens, right?
Yeah.
So like the lights just like disappear from behind her, and I mean, she probably wouldn't like collapse, right? Because like that would be like not really.
You probably have a system in place that just keeps you standing.
Right. So she just probably like just kind of like loses like a little bit of that posture, right? And just like kind of slumps forward and is, powered down.
And if you think that was bad, let's make it worse as Milo starts digging out the remains of Sirah from the power suit.
I'm tugging on you again.
Oh no, you have to make a sanity check.
I mean,
you aren't scooping through. You aren't scooping through body parts and getting away with no sanity roll.
Oh no, that's entirely fine with me. And like he just kind of keeps pushing you off because, especially you are very much linked with emotions right now in his brain, and that is a no-no. It's like you follow and you listen. Is kind of his state. Like, oh boy, one more stress. Stress is rising high now. That's 17 stress. Anything else that happens from failing this besides the stress?
So the guards obviously hear a shotgun blast go off.
Yeah, we need to go.
You need to. I need you both to make a speed test, and whoever gets the lower number, lower being good, is the one that we're taking.
Well, it's not a 90.
Nope.
Well.
So that's my 63 then.
Yeah. So you guys are confronted, and they're like, "Wait, what are you doing?"
I shoot a frag grenade at him from the pulse rifle.
You shoot a frag grenade out of the pulse rifle at him.
No emotion. No emotion. I have one task: is to get us out of here.
Shoot a frag grenade out of the pulse rifle, then. I would like to see this.
Go find this.
Military training combat.
Just to check real quick. It's in the weapon cycle. That's a special thing. Yeah, it's just 6 frag grenades.
There's only 5 frag grenades because one of them were used earlier in the last episode.
I have clicked the button, but it's not doing the thing.
It didn't do the thing. I am also not seeing the thing done.
Click it again.
I have clicked the button again.
Let's give it a second because it could be. There it goes.
Even 2. Oh,
you
1?
got. Yeah.
Damn.
You rolled a 1. I mean, technically, the 12 is closer to a crit because you can't get double zeros. But
fair.
Anywho, do the grenade damage.
It's 1d1. It's 1d10 damage to all within a 50-meter radius. So that is.
They're like getting there, but they aren't quite in 50 meters of you guys.
I mean, it's more that they are 50 meters to each other because then I get all of them in one blow.
Yeah. There's only 3 of them, and you will hit them all.
All right, so that's times 10. $80. They're all dead. Time to keep digging the rest out of that power suit. Like I'm getting.
They're all dead.
God
damn it!
I think Milo at some point maybe there's like still some squishies left, but it just like steps into the power suit, grabs the like lifeless body of Matt, because now with the power suit he could probably easily carry that, and just like looks at Patton and is like, "We go," and just stomps off towards the elevator.
Could have gone 5 minutes ago and that.
doesn't listen.
Yeah, follows though.
I am just, I want to point out, I said this in chat, I'm very interested why Millo chose that moment to shut down Matt instead of waiting until we're like on whatever ship we're taking. Because I'm imagining you guys are just not having to carry a full-size human being through these halls.
That's why he's in the power suit, but he cannot deal with emotions, and he has very weird emotions about you. You're way easier to deal with when you're off than when you're on. It's like, I know how to handle a limp body. I do not know how to handle an android that is very nice to me.
And if you think about it, like, in a situation like that, I doubt anybody would make the optimal choice, you know? So.
Oh, yeah, I was just curious.
Like, this was just his easiest way out. Like, shut everything off. We're taking it with us. We're going.
So you guys get past the firewall and you are at the elevator where you see Blair and the 2 guards. They're like, what was all that commotion? Do you guys know what's going on?
We're literally covered in blood. Like, we can't fake that shit.
Yeah.
Found some androids. Taking one to custody.
And just keeps moving. Doesn't even stop. Like, just mumbles that while walking towards the elevator.
Isn't that the one that was with you guys? What, did they turn like? What?
Doesn't react.
That must have been rough. What happened to your other friend?
Doesn't react. Just goes to the elevator.
Okay. So they like kind of like in shock let you pass. They don't like reacting like, hey, wait, you need to go the other way for the holding cells. They just like mouths open and you guys get into the elevator.
Can I point out that Blair knows that I was in that suit?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Blair. Hold on. Let me make an intelligence check for Blair.
Okay. I just.
That's a good point. You want the priest of the rigging gun Millo to the wall, don't you?
Remember that moment we were talking about earlier?
Intellect and nope. Okay. Failure. Okay. She is too flustered by the circumstances in front of her, where she's like tourniqueting somebody's leg or something. Like she's distracted.
Yeah, we get in the elevator. We're going up.
Okay. So you
There's
guys go up to the
giant
mouth.
finger from the mech suit. It's just like poking all the buttons at the same time, but starting at the top. Just to make sure it goes down first.
Upon getting to the mouth, you'll see that there are like floodlights pointed directly at the like entrance of the elevator.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nobody around. The place is so eerily silent, but it's so brightly lit, it's like jarring.
Millo kind of like turns towards Patton and is like,
"Hey, you got in the registry and see if you can find the Artemis."
I'll see what I can do. Where can I mean, can I access that? Is there a terminal I can?
It's a sci-fi space asteroid thing. If you can imagine a terminal being there, there's a terminal there. You're coming off of the elevator into the dry dock area, so I would believe that there's a terminal there.
Alrighty. I don't have computers, so this is just straight intelligence for me.
yeah, this is probably the point where, to come back to like Sam's point, is that Millo looks at like the lifeless like body in his hands like, fuck. Just says fuck and just like move on.
That's a failure.
Yeah, and you have it at 62.
I know.
So you are unable to find any ships by the name of the Artemis, but there are currently 4 shuttles and 2 ships docked.
I don't see the Artemis, but one of these 2, they ought to get us out of here.
Just starts walking. Literally also to the point where anything that's in the way that isn't too heavy for the like power suit, that he just shoves it away. Or like just stands on it, whatever. Like just powering straight through to the first objective and getting rid of it.
Excellent. All right, so you guys will get into the dry dock where you will see 3 androids. One is on your left side coming in through the door, and 2 of them are on the right side. The 2 on the right side are facing away from you, but the one sees you immediately and is like, "Paul, return to your quarters."
So one question. This power suit that I'm wearing right now, how big does that make me? am I like normal human size
It's not
plus maybe a foot, or is it like plus?
Yeah,
5 foot?
it's like you're a foot taller and like a foot and a half wider. Like it pretty much gives you like human scaffolding, if that makes sense.
Fair.
You have like iron bars that help you with lifting.
Probably not enough to just like pick up Patton and put her on my shoulder. It's like it's still a little bit too small for that. Being like, here's the safe place where things don't hurt you.
It's not necessarily about the size in that regard. They're like, you have like hydraulic like presses in your arm, so you could lift her up and hold her on your shoulder with no problem. But you may not have like it may not be a comfortable seat.
Grab. Like probably like place you somewhere nearby and just keeps the arm in that position so that you can hold on. And probably he just like lets go of whatever control of the arm and then just tries to grab one of the androids with one arm and then just smack the rest of the androids with the first one like a club.
Like Are you still carrying Matt?
Yeah, like which arm?
Oh yeah, that's fair. I guess I'm playing soccer now.
Just use Matt as your weapon. Just swing Matt around.
No, Matt is a friend. I have said so, and now I need to work on that. So yeah, I guess I'm just like playing soccer with whatever heavy objects I find, which might just be the robots.
Yeah, so you're going to I want a body save from you, Zev. As the android to the left that I said that saw you charges at you and does like a body tackle.
Do I get a bonus from being in the suit?
Yes, I believe you. Hold on, we'll actually see if that helps body checks.
Because I don't know if this suit is like a thing. Because there's like standard crew attire, advanced battle dress, hazard suit, and vac suit that I know.
No, it's an advanced battle dress. 15% bonus to wearer's armor save. Oh, hold on. Is that what I was thinking? I thought it was a 10% bonus to armor save. Yeah, take the 15% bonus to your armor save.
Very well. Put 15 in.
I think I like homebrewed something for this and then just forgot about it.
Fair. So is it then still
I have to look
armor
at my
check?
docs.
Is it still an armor check or is it a body save?
No, it's an armor check because you're kind of like wearing a body armor. Like it's much more difficult for them to. Oh, you failed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you gain 1 stress and take. Hold on, I'm going to roll even though I normally wouldn't roll. I just want to see if I get a crit because it would get knocked down. So, strength.
First time I'll actually take damage. That's kind of interesting. Like my 122
okay, so you don't get knocked.
Get a dent.
you don't get knocked down, but you take.
It's kind of interesting to think of that frag grenade that I just killed like 2 or 3 soldiers with. That wouldn't even kill me.
Take 24 damage.
Cool. Oh no, I'm in the double digits. 98. Yeah. Actually, I think when this is not going right, he's just powering through. Like he'll just keep taking damage and just walks towards wherever the ship is. Again, like
I'm gonna slap a stim pack on you as you're walking.
No, use your SMG. You're holding an SMG. Use that one.
I mean I am, but that's not what Dr. Patton would do.
But Patton, you can also see I'm fine on physical health. Mental health, questionably.
Okay.
Physical health,
sure.
I have 98 health left.
All right, all right.
I just realized I'm the only one who knows how to fly spaceships, and I'm unconscious.
Yep.
So I would at least argue, like, I might not be the greatest at actually piloting a ship, but I've owned my own ship for a long time, so I can probably at least get it off the air and into space.
Yeah, you can't do advanced combat maneuvers, but you can fly the ship.
Yeah. All right, screw it. I'll shoot. I'll just let go of all the rest of the bullets in the SMG.
Okay.
at these guys.
That would be a combat roll with either military training or weapons.
No, it's just a combat roll.
Okay. Ah, success! Holy shit! Wow!
I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that.
If you, by the way, if you want a reason for Patton to start shooting instead, just imagine that Millo would have shouted at her to shoot instead of try and heal me. I'm fine. Something along those lines.
Yeah, she starts to fish for a pouch, and you can feel her shuffling around on your shoulder, and you're like, no, just fucking shoot them.
Yeah.
And so she has to one hand's holding on to the upraised mech hand, and then the other one she just lets rip. So it's 4d10.
5d10.
Is it 5d10?
Yeah, 5d10.
Oh, sweet. All right. 32.
32. You do not kill it, but it is pretty pieced up.
And then I chuck the gun at its head because it's out of bullets.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, you can do it and add a d6 to your damage. That's fine.
Milo
I'll take it. You know what?
Later for throwing away
I'll
a
take
gun.
it.
But then again, he also has a
fine.
shitload of guns himself, so he'd probably be fine.
All right,
Nice.
5 more damage.
So how much total?
37.
All right, cool. All right, and Milo, you're just charging through?
I'm just powering through, and once I get near the dock of whatever ship we want to get into, I will literally just throw the lifeless body of Matt inside and semi-throw the not-so-lifeless body of Dr. Patton inside. And then see if I can potentially
so there's going
fight them
to
off
be...
and keep the shoot, but...
There's going to be 1 melee attack and 2 SMG attacks on you, all of which would be an armor save.
So 3 armor saves.
Yes.
This is where we see if I'll die or not, because that's 50-50 on every
the
single
first roll is the melee. The first roll is the melee one, and the second 2 are the SMGs. Just so we're clear on that. Failure on the melee. Failure on the first SMG.
You should let me slap the fucking stim pack on you.
Oh!
And a success on the second SMG. Okay,
That's
so
save.
slash R 1d4. Or not 1d4. 4d10. This is this dude trying to put his fist through you, just like trying to put it through your chest cavity.
I do not like it.
For 34 damage.
Damn.
Holy shit, that hurt.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
damn.
2 9s and 2 8s. It wants me dead very
Holy
much.
crap.
Yep, I might die here.
Please.
Which at the very least can we
And
say that this is
then,
after I've thrown it
slash-
into the ship.
No, I want to smack you with the fucking stim pack. Are you sure I didn't have time to do that while we were running?
No, you shot the submachine gun.
Just checking, making sure I couldn't do both.
Yeah. Warden, before you finish that roll. Never mind.
31.
Okay, we're fine.
You're fine?
Yes.
All right, so you make it to a ship.
I am on officially like a quarter health. I have 33 health
You're-
left.
You're on a ship, or you're like right on the whatever it's called, the gangplank to this ship. And the door is closed. The panel on the side is available to you. It says locked. It just says locked.
I want to try to open it.
Who has the best computers or engineering?
She, because it's intellect. Well, I have engineering. I can engineer.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it would be intellect engineering.
Cool. Then I will do that to open the door. Are we still under the beleaguering attention of androids, or?
So the guy that you got punched in the chest by, you kind of shoved off, and he's like 10 feet away from you at this point. The other ones are reloading their submachine guns.
Okay, so it is get the door open and get inside and do not get shot at all, or? Because that's
Yeah,
gonna
if
be-
you
that's gonna be a close
open
one.
the door, you'll get. If you open the door, you'll get inside without getting shot again.
Well,
Can
If
I
you
be
fail-
helping?
If you
here?
fail this, you can be helping because you both are probably frantically trying to get inside of the ship.
mm-hmm. So that is a engineering roll, intellect at advantage. This is probably where I either live or die. Well, technically, we'd have two options since they're reloading. In a way. Whatever.
We'll see. We'll see.
That's 2 successes. Yes.
That's enough.
Right.
That's enough successes.
So the door unlocks and you chuck Matt's lifeless body into the ship and guide Dr. Patton in. What do you do upon the door opening and everybody being inside of the ship aside from yourself? There is an android angrily pacing towards you, telling you to return to your quarters.
I guess that we're at a range where frag grenades would also damage our ship.
Yes, definitely.
And so I know a lot about ships and like engineering. So let me ask this first: if I close the doors here, will the androids be capable of dealing enough damage to get inside the ship, or damage it, or stop it from leaving?
It depends on a bunch of different factors. You kind of made a beeline to begin with. I'm going to say that it's possible, and Millo would think that it's possible for them to stop it, but it's not very likely. Like, they need to hit the right thing, or they need to, like, shut down the total, like, I don't know. They need to, like, EMP it, or they'd have to, like, blow off the gas canister, or they'd need to, like, yeah, they couldn't just pray and spray or punch through the hull and stop the ship from taking off.
I think Millo might do something very stupid and shout at Patton to just get the ship started. Like, he'll fly it out of there. But
that was already my plan, honestly.
But I don't know
was like,
well, Patton knows how to actually, like, start up a ship. Because I think you've always been driven instead of driving.
She has. She's always been driven instead of driving, and it doesn't matter. She's gonna try. She's seen people flip switches. It can't be that hard. She's a fucking doctor.
She's probably got the same driving skill you do anyway, so.
Hey, I at least have piloted my own ship before. Look, she's always been driven, but now she's driven.
So I don't want to rush everything, but we're kind of running down to the wire and know that
Milo's taking cover and shooting at them with the pulse rifle since that was the last weapon he used.
Okay.
So he is looking at how they hit me last time. I guess he's hitting the one that's running at him, because I think that's the one that's damaged to begin with and did the most damage, as he literally like punched a piece of like a leg away. It's like just
you probably have a couple. No, you probably have a couple broken ribs. It punched you in the chest, so you probably actually have a couple broken ribs from that.
I mean, the great thing
gunshot
about being
wounds in your legs.
Yeah. The great thing about being in the power suit is that it can literally tear down my legs and I can still walk, because the power suit does it for me. So whatever damage it does, it can probably be very extensive. But yeah, just pops like a shot at the droid walking at him, and then kind of like takes cover behind like a wall or like the door or something along those lines to hopefully at least not get hit as hard.
Awesome. The fire the pulse rifle. That is a combat role with either military training or like if you have a weapon specialization or anything like that.
I'm just looking.
There, it's the pulse rifle, right?
Yeah.
Which is 5d10. If you get a crit, you get double damage. They are within 15 meters.
Good. I do not have a HUD. That's sad. If I for the smart link system. Cool. So I do have military training, but I don't have anything else. So that's a 40% chance of hitting him, and I miss.
And you fail. So what are you doing now? You have one action before it attacks.
My action.
Also,
my second action is just to take cover from.
Also, the engine, the engine of the ship is starting to rev up. You can hear it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like,
thank you for not making me roll for that.
He was starting to. He was starting to like take cover from the people with the guns. But if the other droid is like literally on the ship already, he might just try and kick it off, and now that the ship is starting to run, just like kick it off and close the door. Like just try and Sparta it off the gangplank.
You can do that with either a strength or speed check.
Strength, please.
Well, that makes sense to Sparta kick it with strength. That's fine.
Can I Sparta kick?
If you have close,
yes, I was about to say, can I also Sparta kick
combat
with close quarters combat because I have that.
yes.
Wow! Come on! I have a 76% chance of making that. I guess we have an Android on the ship now.
So what happens is you go to kick him while pressing the button at the same time, and the dude comes in before the door closes.
Didn't this suit give you more strength as well? Or
oh yeah,
because that's just strength.
It's 10. It's a 10% on.
So then my target number isn't 86, so that's a success then.
Okay.
Yes.
Fuck yeah, you did it. So you Spartan kick him off the gangplank. It hits another ship and then falls in between the crack between the gangplank and the other ship. Because tumbles into no gravity atmosphere.
It kind of like just hits the button that closes the door with the power suit, but way too hard because it's a power suit. And the door closes, but the button is now broken, so it probably won't open in a long time until I fix it. And just like
So let's go ahead and give you guys like a final scene vignette and then do an outro so we can get Wise out of here on time. So you guys are in the ship. There are no bogies. You have started the engines. There is the sound of submachine gun fire and return to your quarters now. Please evacuate the ship from the outside.
I guess, like, I don't know. I'd like to first know what Patton is doing, just to see how,
as soon as, like, I've got, like, the monitor up of the cargo bay, so I saw you Sparta kick that guy and close the door, and I am desperately trying to figure out how to take off with this ship. Like, I managed to turn it on, I've got the engines warmed up, and I know for sure that one of these buttons will lift us up, but I have not found it yet.
So I kind of like are you very vocal about like struggling to try and get the ship out of here?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's like, oh god damn it, I know it's got to be one of these things. And then like I flip on something that you know is like the rudder or something, and we get the cut of the outside of the wing, and it's like whatever. And I'm like, god, that's not it, damn it.
I kind of like the idea of like Millo just like at some point while he's trying to struggle to get out of the suit, because he won't fit in like the cockpit while he's wearing that suit because it's pretty big. It's like shouting at you which buttons to hit to make the ship go, and then just like shouting a bunch of coordinates at you to get us out of here. Which coincidentally will be the coordinates to High Festus.
Do you mean the green one or the emerald one?
Just hit both of them.
I'll try them both. All right, yeah.
Yeah, some bickering goes on. And if you'll allow me, I think that eventually like she'll get it out of there and like autopilot takes off with the coordinates I set for her. And that's when we hear like a duff, like dull thudding sound, and that's where we kind of like pan out and see Millo just like unconscious on the floor as like stress just overwhelms him, and it's like, poof, done. And it's just this lingering shot of the ship going out into outer space with Patton entirely alone in the cockpit.
Sounds stressful as fuck, but
no,
yes,
great. No,
this is so exiting the scale, you can see from the outside that there is. How does smoke appear in space? Like I don't know what it appears to be, but you can see that there's damage. There's debris as if parts of the scale itself had been blown off. So there's like small bolides around the asteroid itself. It looks like it's in disrepair and like some type of calamity has occurred here. And you guys are flying off in the distance in this newfound shuttle. Well, ship, not the shuttle. We made a point to make sure it was a ship and not a shuttle.
We took one that can hopefully get us actually out of here.
So here's the final scene. Matt, you're sitting there slunched over in your deactivated mode and like maintaining that same posture with your head down a little bit and your eyes lifeless. they light up red, and then the screen cuts.
Nice.
No.
Good stuff.
Before,
should I outro first?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah,
outro
let's go
first.
ahead and get Wise out of here. I would say we're doing experience, except we're changing systems or games. So
this was the end of season 1, like the official end of season 1, going on to season 2 and something else.
Even though 2 episodes we said it was going to be season 2, this was the end of season 1, actually.
We escaped.
Wise, go ahead and give us the outro. Let us know where we can see you.
I do want to point out one
Sam.
thing. Yeah, I do want to point out one thing real quick. Just for anyone who thinks it might have turned out bad, I did check with Sam beforehand if he was okay with me like taking agency away from his character. Because I did want to make sure that everyone had fun. But yeah.
I did the same thing with Nerd Fuffle, so we made sure everything was kosher before I turned her into a killing machine that didn't last because you fucking got crit damage.
But moving on.
I'm Sam, twitch.tv/WizardFool, Twitter at TheWizardFool. I will be on Unmade Gaming's channel on Wednesday. Normally I am on AP Gaming Reels Patreon thing for a release that happens on Sunday, which is Battletech. It's on Patreon on Sundays and then follows on YouTube later in the week. Following Sunday, I will not be doing either that or this, unfortunately, but normally I do. Other than that, I am around on the internet doing things and stuff. So follow me to see what I'm up to next. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you for playing.
Thank you, Sam.
And thanks to the cast for a great game as always.
Yeah, thanks for really being such a fantastic robot friend who would never betray us ever.
Excellent.
And thank you prehensively for completely fucking up the layout so that I'm gonna have to work real hard in these last 4 minutes. But it's fine.
I'll do that. I'll do that now.
Yeah, good.
Bye. Have fun with the ruined layout.
Thank you.
See ya.
With that, let's move over to Kelsa, who is sort of on screen, but sort of not on screen right now. There you go.
Awesome. I don't know where I am in the screen.
I see your yarn. I see the yarn.
See my yarn. This is a scarf that is made by playing a single player role-playing game. And I haven't worked on it for like 9 months, so I really should get on that actually.
It's still super fascinating to me. I love it.
No, it's pretty cool. I've been doing a lot more like drawing art instead of textile art, I guess, recently. That's been actually really fun. I've been doing a project called FebuOC, where every day in February I've been doing a different OC of mine. Most of them have been role-playing game characters. A couple have been from some stories that I've written over the years. But every day of February I've been doing a different character. Its name starts with a different letter of the alphabet. Yesterday was V for Violet, who was a anthropomorphic octopus and also magician, and that was really great. Today is going to be W for Waters, who is was an Apocalypse World character that I played. Anyway, you can find me on the internet at Kelsa on Twitter if you would like to see all of these arts. Twitch and YouTube, it's Kelsa Delphi. I play role-playing games on the internet. This Monday, we're going to be playing Dialect, and I'm super, super hyped for that. So that's tomorrow for those of you watching live.
Nice.
That's me.
Cool. Let us move over to Nerdfuffle, which I believe I fixed it. So let's see if I did. Yay!
Perfect. Yay! Hi guys, I'm Nerdfuffle. You can catch me at Nerdfuffle on Twitter and Instagram. I'm maybe doing Animal Crossing commissions this week. I don't know. I have to see how the week goes. Otherwise, you can catch me here Sunday night, except for next Sunday, because we're going to take that week off, right?
Yeah, we are not playing next week. We need to figure out a new system. I have something going on next week. Sam and Kelsa have something going on, and I haven't even thought about looking into other casting for it. So,
and I'll be all alone.
I need to make a new character anyway.
Yeah, you got blown in half.
I got blown in half. So
Sorry.
I already thanked you. It's fine. Everything's fine.
Okay.
Oh, it was great. I loved it.
Excellent.
Cool. With that, let us move on to outro.
Hi, I'm Outro. This is my channel. Thank you guys so much for coming by. Thank you, Adam, for the raid. That was super dope. I appreciate it so much. I'm glad that you guys were able to come in, see a little bit more Faust after the first episode. You can catch me here on Sundays, typically doing Bag of Bones. I'm currently playing Persona 5, which I will be playing immediately after we're done here. So once Zev closes down the stream, I'll be starting it up on my side. Other than that, on Wednesdays, we're playing Misspent Youth over on Party Wipe Games channel, where I get to be a crazy punk rock, pink Liberty Spike motherfucker on a colony ship that's on its course to a new corporate planet that they're supposed to colonize. It's going to be great. We're going to start mayhem. And on Thursdays, we play Scum and Villainy on Party Wipe Games channel as well. We are currently really close to the end of our arcs for that as well, so we don't know quite when it's going to end, but it's coming up pretty close. But me and Kelsa kind of swap roles where I'm a doctor and she is the GM. Other than that, like I said, I'm just playing some Persona 5 in my free time and yeah, playing tabletop role-playing games because I love them.
Nice.
It's a good
Yeah.
reason.
I was gonna move
And
over
I
to me.
guess it's Zev's. Yeah, I guess it's Zev's turn.
Well, I was gonna move over to me. Then Nerdwaffle brought out a dog. That's way more fun than that.
Oh,
So, so no.
Is it Ray? Hi,
So
Ray.
no,
Yes,
I
it's
am
Ray.
the dog. This is just how it works. Wait, I can fix this. Copy. And there we go. See, that's my information. On the dog. I'm the dog now. Hi, I'm a dog. No, no. I'm Zev. I have brought much chaos and much sadness and much blood and gore to this game today. Most of which was unexpected, but also a lot of fun. And who knew that the last time that we actually played a horror system, we definitely had a horror episode. Because oh boy, this went
Finally.
places. This went places.
It's fine.
I'm very intrigued to figure out where this is going to go and if we're even going to
return to your quarters now.
I can't.
Bye.
I'm dead.
I'm done. Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to see where we're gonna go. Maybe we'll have some fancy update studio overlays by then. Depends on what we're gonna do, and depends on how much time I have, which is probably none. But who knows?
Yeah, we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, thank you everyone for playing, and I'm super excited to see what's coming up. Also, if you were here for the start, and if you weren't, but you like the idea of what I'm gonna say in a few coming seconds, the redesign I did for the healing systems in 5e, with the using more hit dice and spending them and wounds and that kind of stuff, I'll probably share some of that on Twitter sometime in the coming few days. So if you want to try it out, if you want to play test it, please do, and then please shout at me all the things I did wrong so I can improve upon it. That's about it. I would normally show all of us, but that would show a terribly broken overlay. So thank you, everyone. Have a last look at the dog, and goodbye.
Dog.
Good night, everyone. Thanks so much.
Good night, dog.